But the team from Atlanta has some high flyers, too, as they proved in a thrilling 88-85 overtime win over New York. Today, it's Boston versus Atlanta, the final of the Boston Shootout, live on Sports Channel. Welcome, everybody, to a Boston Garden that will be hot this afternoon, but then again, it's summertime, and that means it's time for the 1990 Boston Shootout championship game coming up here this afternoon between the host Boston team and the team from Atlanta, a team that has a rich tradition of winning this Boston Shootout. I'm Mike Gorman. We look forward to an exciting afternoon, both the basketball and the slam dunk contest, which will be coming up, and that'll lead off our coverage here of the Boston Shootout. Let's take a look at how these two clubs got here yesterday. First, it was Boston with a come-from-behind victory over Washington, down most of the game. Boston behind some great play by Curtis Bostic, able to pull off the win. And then on the other side, Atlanta, heavily favored, really had their hands full, nearly lost the game at the end of regulation, but managed to pull it out in overtime and defeat New York. So those are the two teams set to go this afternoon. For more on both those clubs, let's go to the two guys who'll be calling it, Tom Heinsohn and the voice of the shootout, Jimmy Myers.
Thank you very much, Michael Gorman. Just about time. We don't really have much to think about anymore from the opening of this tournament. Most people felt that the two best teams were Atlanta and Boston. They will now meet to decide which one will be the 1990 Boston Shootout champion. A rich tradition here as far as these two teams are concerned. Atlanta, the only three-time consecutive winner in the tournament. They've won it 5 times overall. Boston has won it 4 times. And to start off, to talk about the pregame, you have to talk about the major loss for Atlanta. James Forrest will not play, their #1 player, Coach.
Well, James Forrest is the Georgia Player of the Year. He's only a junior. Big kid, very, very smart inside, had all the moves, did an outstanding job yesterday. Banged heads with somebody and ended up with a bruised retina, and they are frightful that it will become a detached retina. Thus, he will not play this afternoon.
But they have other weapons.
We've got some good inside people. Mark Boyd is an outstanding rebounder. He came up with 7 rebounds.
Tyrone White is good.
He is really tough inside. He is a shot blocker supreme. Winning job. I think he led the scoring yesterday with 29 points. So an outstanding inside game, minus their top player, but still plenty tough.
Then you turn to the Boston side of the ledger. We call him F15. He could be X15, too. Curtis Bostic, outstanding high-flying player. He has led the Boston Cause a couple of spectacular plays in yesterday's game. Down the end, this man is something special to watch.
Well, he surely is. He's not what you'd call a super-duper tall guy, but he's one of those guys that plays like he's 7 feet. He is airborne all the time, as you well noted, and one of the big things that he does is that he competes and never stops. Troy S. Brown had an outstanding game. The Boston guards did not shoot well yesterday, and therefore they got behind early. Shot 20% early in the first quarter, got behind, but managed to squeak out a win at the end. So if their guards come to play today, put their game together, this is going to be quite an outstanding affair we're going to be broadcasting.
Coming up, Boston and Atlanta, just minutes from now for the 1990 Boston Shootout Championship. Slam dunk coming your way, too, but for now, back to Michael Gorman. Michael.
Okay, Jimmy, you and Tom get yourselves ready, and again, exciting action coming up here from the Boston Shootout. When we return to the Boston Garden, the slam dunk competition. You heard them talk about Curtis Bostic. He is something to watch. We'll be right back.
For great soccer action, catch the Boston Bolts of the American Professional Soccer League. Don't miss any of the action on Sports Channel as the Bolts take on the best teams in the ASL Conference. Join us on Saturday, June 30th, as the Boston Bolts take on the Miami Freedom from BU's Nickerson Field.
America turns up the heat this summer with exciting sports. The Pro Boxing Tour is in its second year and will continue to bring you today's heavy hitters and tomorrow's champions. It's a knockout. The USA is getting ready for the '92 Olympics, and you'll witness America's best young talent as they gear up for this worldwide showdown on U.S. Olympic Showcase. Your weekends are piston-powered with live and exclusive NASCAR action all summer long. And on Sunday nights, get a comprehensive look at the world of motorsports on Speedway Sunday. The World Basketball League is a fast and exciting brand of international basketball. We'll present season-long coverage, the All-Star Game, and the Championship Series. Sports Channel America serves up an ace with exclusive tennis events, including the U.S. Pro Championships, the Virginia Slims of Newport, and the Austrian Open. On World of International Sports, we'll canvass the world of sports and the world at large with exciting events from Australia to Zaire. Team USA is back for another summer of fun on the diamond as they challenge top teams from Korea, Mexico, Cuba, and more. And premiering this summer, it's body-slamming excitement on IWA Pro Wrestling. And in July, we'll kick off exclusive Canadian Football League coverage. More than 20 live games, full playoffs, and the Grey Cup Championship. All that and more when Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer.
There is your picture live from the Boston Garden here in Boston, Massachusetts, the famed Boston Garden, where we are getting ready for the premier preliminary event, the Slam Dunk Contest. Curtis Bostic from Boston, the favorite coach.
You would have to say so, and in a spectacular fashion yesterday, he got into these finals. Not only did he elevate so high, but he had some real spectacular type dunk shots where all extremities are kind of went to the wind. So it's going to be very enjoyable to watch. Most creative of all of them.
Something you told me about last year that I really, really liked when you mentioned the fact that when you're in a dunk contest, you look for creativity. Everybody can, just about everyone can dunk now. If you take a look at Greg Minor, he'll start it out. He's from Atlanta. The bottom line is you got to do something different.
Well, you got to make it look different at least. And one of the tough things to do is where do you take off from? I think one of the great things that the fans like to see is if you be able to stuff, but the takeoff be somewhere around the foul line. And right there, the takeoff was from the bottom of the free throw circle. Now, we're talking about high school players now.
That's Jamie Troll. This is Robert Bennett from Chicago. And last but not least in the first dunk, Curtis Bostic from Boston. Hopefully he will do something to show the people that we know what we've seen for the last 2 days. Thank you. This young man is extremely special, Tom Eisen.
Well, he gets up so high. He's very powerful for a high school kid, I'll tell you that. Watch this coming in now. From the bottom of the circle, aims with his left hand, and then just almost took the backboard apart.
Nice 360 by Greg Minor.
That's very difficult to do because you lose sight of the basket and the backboard.
Each participant getting 3 dunks. That's Jamie Troll missing. Robert Bennett from Chicago. Another miss. The preliminary. Here's the crowd favorite, obviously. 360 reverse. You know how hard, you think about the 360 the right way, he's turning back to his left hand, and I'm telling you, he brought some special stuff to the final.
Well, clockwise that was, but he gets up so high, has plenty of time to complete the spin and still look for the basket, find it, and cram it through.
Greg Minor again. Jamie Troll running from midcourt, takes off from the foul line. That's a difficult dunk.
Yes, and you must go as far out to gain enough speed to get up in the air from the foul line. He really had it going.
Robert Bennett from Chicago. This is the favorite. And that's why he's the favorite. A Michael Jordan-type flying dunk to finish it off. And I'll tell you, from what we've seen, he looks like the winner to me.
Well, he's the only one I think that made
3 dunks. All the dunks that he took.
That's right.
Here's a replay of the last one.
Well, the last one, coming from the side and then just aims up and crams it through. I'd hate to be standing underneath the basket in the game trying to defend against this. He made one of these in the game yesterday.
Jumped over 2 defenders. He has those type of legs.
Great leap, and that's what gives him that ability to sight the basket and make it look easy.
We believe he has won. And we're getting ready to throw it out to Michael Gorman in just a second as there you see Mike standing with Curtis Bostic. I'll tell you, he's not only done this in the competition. I want the fans out there to realize you'll be watching him in the game in a couple of minutes. This young man has dunked on several players in the game competition. Last night, as you mentioned, there was one he went over 2 defenders, Tom.
He sure did, and it was a tough shot to make and a big one.
Quickly, let's go to Michael Gorman with the champion. Michael, you've got it.
The champion, you're not kidding. You're making this look easy out here, Curtis.
Yeah, I went in with no doubts in my mind. I just wanted to, I felt comfortable with going in fourth after everybody else, so I just went in, did whatever came to mind when I was...
Just making those up as you go along.
Yeah, when I was there, I did whatever I had to do.
Well, I tell you, the only bad thing about this weekend is you're going all the way to Cincinnati to play basketball. We're going to have to find you on cable out here in New England.
Oh, yeah, I leave Wednesday to go, so I hope to play some team up here next coming year, so
we're going to be hearing about you, Curtis. That's not a problem. Best of luck out in Cincinnati, but more important, best of luck in the game coming up this afternoon.
yeah.
Curtis Bostic, the slam dunk champion in a runaway. Let's go back to Jimmy Myers.
Thank you very much, Michael. He joined some of the more illustrious players that have won this slam dunk competition. Some guys have played in the NBA that many of you probably know. Milton Wagner, Patrick Ewing, LeBradford Smith at Louisville now, and this man joins the club, Colin.
Well, he's going to be a power in college basketball because he's got this great athletic ability, but he's got the heart of a champion. As we saw in the game yesterday, he made just a spectacular tip-in off a missed free throw on the opposite side of the lane. That was a key basket, and his ability to take one step, go get the ball, and then tip it in far outseeds the specialness of being able to stuff one. But he put those legs to good work yesterday in that game.
We are nearing the championship game between Boston and Atlanta, but coming up, the three-point contest. We'll get to that when we get back.
He's unstoppable.
If I get the ball, you have mercy of whatever I want to do.
Come fly with me. The ultimate video on the most exciting athlete in the world today. Every sports fan will want to own the hottest of sports videos. Michael Jordan, come fly with me. Witness his aerial onslaught as he takes on the rest of the NBA. To get your copy of Come Fly With Me, call 1-800-453-7300 for Come Fly With Me.
What better way to follow America's favorite pastime than watching Sports Channel's baseball lineup? First up is Mets Inside Pitch. Fran Healy follows the Mets all season long and keeps you updated on the team's progress. On deck is the pennant chase. What better way is there to keep up with the boys of summer? And the ace of the staff is Ed Randall's Talking Baseball. Hear from the players who make baseball the great tradition that it is. So don't get caught off base. Get the whole baseball picture on Sports Channel.
We are back here live from the Boston Garden. Jimmy Myers along with Tommy Heinsohn and Mike Gorman and our special Sports Channel crew to bring you the upcoming 1990 Boston Shootout Championship. But a little bit earlier, this was the scene as Brian Holden of Boston, from the Boston team, toted up in the three-point contest, Coach.
Well, he's got a great knack of releasing the ball properly, proper follow-through. This side of the court, in both days I watched him, is his side of the court. And if the ball is delivered at the chest, it's a little bit easier to gain rhythm in taking those shots, and he appeared to have the best rhythm of anybody in this three-point contest of releasing the ball.
Thomas McNair Jr., an official, was handing him the ball chest high, so he has a very good idea of what you're talking about as far as giving him the ball in the proper position. Brian finished with 6 points. Came down to just these two guys. Alan Carter is this young gentleman from Chattanooga, Tennessee. 6 baskets for Brian Holden in 24 seconds to shoot their shot. What about Carter?
Well, he does the same thing, only you see him, when he releases, he kind of comes down in the same spot. When you're shooting outside shots, you really got to carry forward a little bit. That frees you up and gives you a lot easier follow through. Holden appeared to have it. This kid was kind of jumping in place. And when you shoot the jumpers, right now he's kind of getting over that line, going forward a little bit, but didn't have the rhythm.
The winner was Brian Holden, 6-4, and Mike Gorman spoke to him afterwards.
And with me right now, the winner of the three-point shooting contest here at the 1990 Boston Shootout. That's Brian Holden out of Archbishop Williams, who's headed for Boston University. Got a little bit of a false start there. They faked you out at the beginning. Didn't seem to bother you.
No, not. After I got a few down, I tried to cool down a little bit and just get a rhythm, get a groove, and just try and win the thing.
Everybody says these rims here at the Boston Garden are pretty forgiving. Are they?
Yeah, they're very soft. We've been playing at BU for a while, and the rims are kind of tight, but here they're soft. I think Larry's made a difference in those.
It's a good experience, you say, playing at BU the last couple of days. Best of luck to you. That's where you've chosen to go to college.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Brian Holden, our winner of the three-point shooting contest, and we'll be back. The championship game between Atlanta and Boston still to come on Sports Channel.
What better way to follow America's favorite pastime than watching Sports Channel's baseball lineup? First up is Mets Inside Pitch. Fran Healy follows the Mets all season long and keeps you updated on the team's progress. On deck is the pennant chase. What better way is there to keep up with the boys of summer? And the ace of the staff is Ed Randall's Talking Baseball. Hear from the players who make baseball the great tradition that it is. So don't get caught off base. Get the whole baseball picture on Sports Channel.
Conferences select Michael Smith, Brigham Young University.
Michael Smith was the Boston Celtics' first-round pick in 1989. Who will be the #1 pick in 1990? Sports Channel will bring you that answer live as we follow the NBA draft from the Celtics draft headquarters. Join Sports Channel's Tom Heinsohn and Mike Gorman as we follow the 1990 NBA draft live from...
We are back live from the Boston Garden with Jimmy Myers along with Tom Heinsohn, Mike Gorman, and our special Sports Channel crew to bring you the upcoming championship battle for the 1990 Boston Shootout Championship. Quickly, talking about Brian Holden, he becomes the second three-point winner. We mentioned there are a lot of slam dunk winners. The slam dunk competition started back in 1977. I had mentioned some of the previous winners, such as Patrick Ewing. He plays doing his number for the New York Knicks right now, one of the great pro players in the NBA. Milt Wagner, who had a star-studded career at Louisville, is also one of the winners in this competition previously. Milton winning it back in 1980. LaBradford Smith, who's doing his work at Louisville at present. We had mentioned him because we had a chance to watch him a couple of years ago. We saw LaBradford Smith when he played at Dallas win it, and he had the same sort of legs that Curtis Bostic has. And Curtis Bostic joins that group. But as I mentioned before, I was tickled by the comment that Brian Holden made about Larry. He says, Larry made the rims a little soft. Like, people, there were some people probably sitting out there, well, if they don't know anything about basketball, they probably said, Larry who? Ladies and gentlemen, he's speaking of the great Larry Bird of the Boston Celtics. And if Larry made them softer for him, then he did a good job because Brian wins the competition. He becomes the second winner. As you mentioned, Boston had another three-point shooter last year, Juddy McDonald, that won the first three-point competition.
Yeah, and he was, as we mentioned yesterday, very important in a comeback win that put Boston in the finals last season. In fact, I kind of think that it's going to be very important that somebody come to the floor of the Boston Guards this afternoon, or the outside perimeter people of the Boston club. They did not shoot very well yesterday, but their big people, particularly Bostic and Troy Brown, really did a great job inside, and they'll be very tested against a terrific inside game of the Atlanta Ball Club.
The last time these two teams played for the championship was back in 1988. Atlanta came up with an 89-66 victory. They just flat out blew Boston out of that one, as the Atlanta team is coming onto the floor right now. Atlanta has won this thing 5 times. The 85, they make that 86, 87, 88. They won it 3 years in a row. Boston has won it 4 times. They were the first champions back in 1972, and they sprinkled the championships around, but these are the two dominant teams of this event since its beginning. And there's such a tremendous tradition as you see the Atlanta players doing their unity thing at midcourt.
Well, they're going to have to be very unified this afternoon because their key player, James Forrest, is not going to be in action today because of that retina problem, a bruised retina, and he was really not himself after that happened. He did play a little bit. They put him on the bench, and he didn't come back into the game, and they were able to eke one out against New York. But they would really need Forrest's services today. But how many times, Jimmy, have we seen teams, minus their big star, kind of rally around and all of a sudden make up for that real top-notch player off the bench?
Well, you've been there so many times as a collegian, a pro. How many times did you face situations where maybe Bob Cousy wasn't at his best, or Bill Russell was slightly banged up, or maybe guys didn't play and you went into a hostile environment and all of a sudden you say, look, we band together. This is what I'm sure Atlanta's saying this right now. You band together because we're on their court. We have to come into the Boston Garden and beat this star-studded team that's the repeat, that's defending the championship.
Well, I think they've got a guy that came off the bench yesterday who could really do a job. Mark Boyd came up with 7 offensive rebounds and scored pretty well. But their inside people very much a part of what they do. And Wright came into his own yesterday, really ended up with 25 points and something like 15 rebounds, if I remember correctly, 13 rebounds. So that can be done with this ball club. I think a lot has to do with Atlanta's ball handling and the outside people of Boston.
Quickly, we throw it over to Michael Gorman, who has the Atlanta coach, and he has some thoughts.
Okay, Jim, thanks very much. And Dan Singleton, the Atlanta coach, is with me. And first, Dan, we want to know about James Forrest. How's he doing?
James is doing all right. He's got his dauber down a little bit right now because they're not going to let him play. We took him to UMass last night and had the ophthalmologist look at him. He got 2 OKs. They said if he had goggles, the Kareem-style goggles, they'd let him play. We get here to the Garden today, and the doctor, he vetoed that. He didn't like it because the retina is bruised, but he's a little bit afraid that maybe there'll be some detachment today. And because of that, you know, I'm not going to risk the kid's career. He's going to play here on this floor in about 5 years.
Yeah. Nobody in Boston's going to sell you any goggles anyway, Danny.
I already got them, baby. I got there before the store opened up. I went in and robbed the place.
Give me a quick scouting report on Boston today.
Boston is an awfully talented team. They're going to play 5 kids. Last night, they scored 107 points, and their starter scored 104 of those. So we feel like we can get to their bench, we were all right. But now our bench is a little weaker because one of our kids is starting. But we got some versatile kids that can play a lot of spots, so we're all right. We like Moses. He's a great penetrator. He's going to make a great college player. And the kid Brunson on this wing shoots it with anybody. And there's 2 horses inside. I mean, they're good rebounders. So there's a challenge before us to get on the boards and play hard.
You got some size inside, though. You've had a good job controlling the board.
We ain't scared. We're going to play hard.
Okay, Dan, you've had a great first trip up here. Atlanta has a great history in this tournament. A little pressure on you this afternoon.
Well, no pressure on me. I ain't got to guard nobody. I don't have to hit a three-pointer. I tell you, we're just thrilled to be here. The people at Coca-Cola and Jeanette and the Garden and the people over at BU have just been great to us. This has been a lifetime memory these kids will never forget. Well, we sure are thankful to be here.
You've been a treat to watch on the sidelines. Good luck this afternoon.
Well, I got on the green, baby. I need those ghosts to help me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, Danny. Let's go back to Jimmy Myers and Tom Hyde.
Is he crazy? Goes to help the Atlanta team? When you talk about a classy guy and a comical guy, a little Dick Vitale in him, as you can tell. But the thing I like about him is the fact that he's frankly honest. He always calls it right down the middle, and his players respect him for that. Because when you had mentioned the fact during a timeout, he brought the whole team off the floor. He pulled him to the side and said, "We're going to have a huddle right now." And he said, "How can he do that?" I said, "It's a shootout. He can get away with it." But as he mentioned, they're going to have a problem. James Forrest, we get a shot at him. He's sitting on a bench with sunglasses on to try to relax that eye. That's a very serious injury, and the thing that makes me proud is that the young man's health is much more important than a basketball game, Coach. You know that.
There's no question about that, and I think everybody understands it. But, you know, commenting about the coaches in this thing, they kind of donate their services, and it's just not a show-up and put the kids on the floor. They devote a lot of time and effort to putting an organization together several weeks before this tournament happens so that the kids at least come out and it's not a ragtag affair, that they are as organized as they possibly can be. So they donate a lot of their time. My hat's off to the coaches.
Boston and Atlanta, 2 rich traditions, as we had mentioned before. For the Boston team, they are the defending champs. That has to be a little edge for them because they have 4 players on this team that played in last year's championship game.
Yes, but I think Singleton hit on a key note that Boston did not really go into their bench an awful lot. And key point yesterday in the game, they seemed to have to get it from their starting 5. When the starting 5 started to heat up, things started to turn. But they very well may need somebody to make a key contribution off the bench. Boston got it last year in a couple of those ball games. John Havlicek's kid came in and ended up a starter in the final game after playing some good defense in prior games. So Ernie D may have to do a little bit a different type of coaching in this game should the inside people of Boston end up in foul trouble, which is a likelihood when they're going to have to pound against some of the guys that Atlanta has.
As you take a good look at Ernie DiGregorio, former NBA star, showing the guys how to, a little shooting form from the sideline. The pregame jitters are just about done as we wind the clock down and we get ready for the starting lineup. That's the real story of the shootout, the youth that turns out to watch this. Many of these young people dreaming that one day they will play in this prestigious event.
Well, my son played, or at least tried out for it. One year was an alternate, and the next year was not able to make it because of another commitment. But I would say that he looked forward to it, and I know all these kids in the Boston area do. And the way it's organized in most of these cities, most of the players in those cities do get involved, the good players, in my opinion, the competitive kids. Maybe not the spectacular kids where the #1 choice of all high school basketball isn't here, but I'll tell you that the kids that want to play basketball are here.
We're going to step aside here. We are minutes away from the championship for the 1990 Boston Shootout. Stay tuned.
For great soccer action, catch the Boston Bolts of the American Professional Soccer League. Don't miss any of the action on Sports Channel as the Bolts take on the best teams in the ASL Conference. Join us on Saturday, June 30th, as the Boston Bolts take on the Miami Freedom from BU's Nickerson Field.
Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer with exciting sports. The Pro Boxing Tour is in its 2nd year and will continue to bring you today's heavy hitters and tomorrow's champions. It's a knockout. The USA is getting ready for the '92 Olympics, and you'll witness America's best young talent as they gear up for this worldwide showdown on U.S. Olympic Showcase. Your weekends are piston-powered with live and exclusive NASCAR action all summer long. And on Sunday nights, get a comprehensive look at the world of motorsports on Speedway Sunday. The World Basketball League is a fast and exciting brand of international basketball. We'll present season-long coverage, the All-Star Game, and the Championship Series. Sports Channel America serves up an ace with exclusive tennis events, including the U.S. Pro Championships, the Virginia Slims of Newport, and the Austrian Open. On World of International Sports, we'll canvass the world of sports and the world at large with exciting events from Australia to Zaire. Team USA is back for another summer of fun on the diamond as they challenge top teams from Korea, Mexico, Cuba, and more. And premiering this summer, it's body-slamming excitement on IWA Pro Wrestling. And in July, we'll kick off exclusive Canadian Football League coverage. More than 20 live games, full playoffs, and the Grey Cup Championship. All that and more when Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer.
We are at the Boston Shootout. I am Jimmy Myers along with Thomas Hyson. A spirited rendition of our national anthem by the Young Jets from Boston. It is time to meet the participants of today's ball game, and with that in mind, we throw the proceedings over to our PA announcer, Willie May.
Let's meet the starting lineup from Atlanta. Wearing number 30, he's a guard, 6 foot even, going to Oklahoma in the fall. Let's hear it for Marquise Hicks. And wearing number 31 at the other forward position, 6'7" forward. He'll attend USC this fall, Mark Boyd. Atlanta is coached by Danny Singleton, Donald Dollar, and Dan Rossfield. Let's see the defending champ from Boston. Wearing number 30 at guard, 6'3", he'll attend Pittsburgh this fall, Moses. At the other guard position, only a junior at Salem High School, number 34, 6'3", Eric Brunson. At center, wearing number 33, he's 6'8", he'll attend Providence this fall, Troy Brown. At forward, 6'5", he'll be a member of the Boston University Terriers this fall. He's number 10, James Brown. And at the other forward position for Boston, wearing number 35, he'll attend Cincinnati this fall, the slam dunk champ, Curtis Bostic. Boston is coached by Ernie G. Gregorio, Earl Garrett, and Kevin Stakem. The referees for today's championship game are Dr. Kenny Walker,
you have met the principal. And in the playground parlance, how do they say it? It's time to go downtown and get the job done. With that in mind, we know that it's Boston and Atlanta. Boston's defending champs against Atlanta, the team that had the championship the year before they did. In fact, the 3 years previous. So this is going to be a matchup. Officials have been named as well. Officials Bob Madigan, Harry Wilson, and that man with the ball is Dr. Ken Walker. I don't know about you, I'm ready.
You're ready. You're ready.
I'm ready.
Well, you got to give me some of the street talk now. You know, I mean, this basketball playground stuff that
New York City, that's what we
you got
always
stashed in that memory bank.
In the memory bank.
Lay it out there for me. Well, one thing I'm going to say about Boston is that Ernie D is an up-tempo guy. He likes to see his teams run, and that's what you can expect from the green team.
Quickly, this copyright program is presented by the authority of the Boston Boys and Girls Clubs and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication or retransmission of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event without the express written consent of the Boston Boys and Girls Club and Sports Channel is prohibited. With that in mind, it's time to jump it up and get it done.
Get it done.
Get it done. Curtis Bostic and Sharon Wright jump it up. Boston with control. James Brown right to the hole for a two-hand slam. What a way to get it started. Reginald Manuel with control. Good defense. Forces the backcourt violation. Boston gets the ball. They lead it 2-0.
Boston was very, very aggressive defensively in that comeback yesterday. But they can't afford to get anybody at his first 5 in foul trouble. They've relied so much on that starting 5.
Boy, F. Brown comes up with a jump shot, can't find it. Atlanta on the run quickly. Sharon Wright down the court, goes to the hole strong, lays it up, can't find it. Battle for the rebound, Boston has it. Eric Brunson quickly up to Curtis Bostic. Bostic turns, fires, he doesn't have it. Rebound, Troy F. Brown can't find it. Battle inside for the rebound. Brunson with the cleanup. Boston leads it 4-0.
Well, Boston will look long off the very rebound, and Bostic is that quick forward that most teams ideally look forward to having on their staff. Rebound and can get out on the front end of the fast break. Atlanta will run also, and their big people, as big as they are, they can get it up and down the court.
Chris Miner starts through the hole, lays it down to Sharon Wright, but they'll call a travel.
Atlanta's set offense is really a 3 inside rotation where they pick for each other and then try and take advantage of an adjusting defense to penetrate.
This is Eric Brunson in the corner. Back to Omo Moses. Omo Moses will attend the University of Pittsburgh in the fall on a basketball scholarship. Great penetrator. Kicks it out to Bostic for a 3. Can't find find it. Tips up again. Slam dunk by Curtis Bostic. And ladies and gentlemen, I told you, right during the slam dunk contest, this young man is special. Extremely special. We've nicknamed him F-15 because he flies so high. There's a high flyer. Greg Minor going to the hole. Tries to throw it down, can't get it. He'll draw a two-shot foul. This game will be played above the rim by the big guys. They've clearly established that, Coach.
If there's been one player other than the obvious players, Bostic and Troy Brown, that we've seen in this tournament for Boston, that's been outstanding, it's James Brown. As skinny as he is, boy, he's become a power player. He ended up with the foul.
That foul is on James Brown.
Here's Bostic's tip in. Watch him just hang around and then come.
That's not a tip-in.
That's not a tip. That's a
slam.
Slam.
Thank you.
On a missed shot.
Greg Minor, 6'7" will attend Louisville in the fall. He has 2 free throws to get his team on the board. Moses spinning and turning in the middle will draw the foul on the pass-off. Mark Boyd, I believe. Boyd will attend USC in the fall. The lineup are star-studded. As you mentioned, maybe not some of the greatest players in the country here, but major league talent on this floor. You look at the places they're going to play: Clemson, Oklahoma, USC, Louisville, and you just know Nebraska. These are big-time schools to play. Shot missed inside by Manuel. Battle for the rebound. Call the foul. Foul is on Curtis Bostic. Nope, they'll call it on Brunson. Brunson picks up the foul. Boston leading it. 8 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. 10-minute quarter. Manuel penetrates, kicks back to Hicks. Marquise lets it fly, can't find it. Battle for the rebound. Quickly picked up by Bostic inside. And the little cripple at the other end by Brunson. Brunson picking up a hoop. Boston leads at 8-2.
On a penetration of Atlanta, the Boston guards just took off. We're hanging out at midcourt, and Bostic alertly saw it.
Kicking into Sharon Righty. Hits the little turnaround floater.
Well, that's what Atlanta has to do a little bit more, is get the ball inside. Put Troy S. Brown to work.
Great block shot by Boyd. Saved by Bostic. Back to Brunson. No good. Moses with the rebound. Goes strong with the big people. Has it knocked off of his body and out of bounds. It's going to be tough to make a living in there today.
But Atlanta very seldom allows you to see daylight once you're in the paint, boy. Those big guys converge on the ball.
One of the coaches that played against us said it's like they can cover the rim entirely. Minor squares up and misses a jump shot, followed by Hicks's miss. Boston comes up with the loose ball. Fifth is Omo Moses to James Brown. Looking to post up Troy F. Brown. Can't get the ball from him. Stolen by Manuel. Atlanta on the break. Minor up front. Back to Manuel. Lays it up and in.
That was a bad pass by Moses into the low post. I don't care how big the guy is. He can't get down and try and catch the ball off the shoe tops. He's going to have to learn to hit that postman a little bit better than he showed right there.
Reginald Manuel, just a junior. He is the brother of Eric Manuel, the young man that was involved in the scandal at Kentucky. And he is a fine player. This layup inside will turn the break the other way quickly. Boston just barely got back into the play as Curtis Bostic tipped it out of bounds. But when you miss layups, they usually create that fast break situation for the other team.
Well, Atlanta has got all kinds of speed at their disposal to get up to the front end of the break, and Boston better be alert to that as the momentum of the early start of Boston is starting to turn the other way.
As you mentioned, Danny Singleton, the Atlanta coach, mentioned the fact that he wanted to get into Boston's bench. He may do just that as James Brown, one of his starters, picks up his second foul, and this is very early to pick up his second foul. Steal, Bostic, great hustle. Absolutely a great hustle play. Brunson pulls up from the top, lets it go, can't get it. Rebound right. Atlanta will attack. Some of the different rules, Coach. We have some college, some pro. One of the college rules is the alternating possession on the jump ball. Pro rule, 24-second shot clock. Try to pick up some of them as we go along. The three-point rule is the college shot.
6 personal fouls for each player.
Manual from the top. Can't find the three-point attempt. Boston on the attack. They turn it over. Atlanta will get it.
Well, Troy S. Brown got out there in front, but Bronson really didn't hit him where it should have been hit.
As you mentioned, they have to get a big game from him, and he is we've named him Troy S. for Superman, and I'm telling you, he is a super player. Get it to Boyd. Boyd, head fake, lays it up and up, in off the glass.
Brown allowed Boyd to get position A 2 feet from the hoop, and once the ball was in there, he could not commit to blocking the shot.
We are tied at 8, coming down to the 5-minute mark of quarter number 1. 4 10-minute quarters. Championship game for the 1990 Boston Shootouts. That's what makes Troy S. Brown special. A man that big, 6'8", 6'9", can go 15 to 20 feet from the basket and hit the deuce. Boston by 2.
And he can still score on that low post, but Boston's having difficulty finding him inside.
Boyd goes to the glass, throws it up. Wild shot. James Brown with the rebound. Mark Boyd inserted into the starting lineup because James Forrest, one of the star players, the star player of the Atlanta team, came up injured. Homo Moses at the other end with a little bank shot off glass. Boston leads it by 4. A little more on the Forrest injury. He has a bruised retina. He did not want to take a chance that he would play today and injure it any further, so he'll be examined Thursday in Atlanta. He's one of the top players in this country as a junior. Foul at the other end is Rick Brunson, heads to the glass, and he has his shot blocked by Reginald Manuel. I'll tell you, Manuel is an athlete. He can play the game.
Good ball handler, too.
We have a timeout on the floor. We're going to step away here. Boston leading the championship game for the 1990 Boston Shootout 12-8. We'll be back.
Tuesday, Sports Channel dazzles you with the latest in thoroughbred action nationwide on Inside Racing. Join Harvey Pack for the weekend review, plus helpful hints on what's ahead. Inside Racing. Sports Channel is the authority on thoroughbred horse racing. Wednesday through Monday, Thoroughbred Action presents exclusive coverage from the major New York State tracks. Chart all the races here first on Thoroughbred Action.
This is professional wrestling's ultimate challenge. Teams of wrestling's best athletes battle each other in hopes of winning the sport's newest treasure. But they must first conquer its most unique matches. The American Wrestling Association presents All-Star Wrestling and the Team Challenge Series.
We're back live from the Boston Garden, where Boston, the defending champs, lead the 1990 championship game of the Boston Shootouts by the score of 12-8. Your early impressions, Coach?
Well, I think Boston got out to a quick start because they were going to do what they do best, jam the boards, but there's a little carryover. From yesterday, the Boston Guards not hitting the outside shot and really not able to get the ball inside as effectively as I'm sure Ernie D would like. Atlanta took Boston's real uppercut the early part of the game and now is off the ropes and ready to make it a ball game. And they're playing quite well without their star, James Forrest.
Eric Brunson, a member of last year's championship Boston team. He is only a junior. He'll be back next year.
And the rebound department, boy, I'll tell you, Boston 11, 5 offensive rebounds.
We mentioned before the game that the game will probably be won on the glass. Steal, restolen by Hicks, Marquise Hicks, who will attend Oklahoma in the fall. Shoots a little bank shot off glass. It's Boston by 4. This is Scott Taylor just second into the game with a jump shot, missed it, and a foul by Mark Boyd.
Mark Boyd had a great game yesterday on the offensive glass, had 7 offensive rebounds.
So the Fox Spencer can't find it with the jump shot. He comes up short quickly out to Marquise. Hicks to the glass. Can't find it. Tapped up twice. Sharon Wright cleaning up with the hoop. Jump shot is missed. Atlanta quickly off the glass. They're on the run again. Hicks with penetration. Down the middle, throws up a tough shot. Tipped up and in by Mark Boyd, and a great tip to tie this game at 14. Atlanta showing their legs now.
Now they're getting the running going off of rebounds, and Boston is not getting enough people back quick enough.
Boy, F. Brown, air ball. Saved by Brunson. No, not saved. Off the baseline. Atlanta will take over. Danny Callahan checking in for Atlanta. And Eric Burke is in the game for Atlanta. That's Danny Callahan for Boston. Eric Hicks.
Scott Taylor
Burke for Atlanta
was inserted earlier for Boston, number 23.
Pretty jump shot by Sharon Wright, and we had mentioned he can shoot that shot.
Well, he's got a size advantage on Troy S. Brown.
Yes, 6 quick points. His team leads it by 2. Omo Moses with great penetration to the basket will draw the foul. He's hammered to the floor by Wright. Omo Moses, great elevation and a strong body to take it to the basket. And I mean, he takes it hard to the basket. Greg Minor checking back into the game.
Here's the replay as Moses gets into the teeth of the defense. Now, you look how quickly Atlanta surrounds that ball with somebody going to the hoop. You've got to be extremely strong. Maybe another dribble would have done it for Moses to get over the top of some of these people. He does have the leaping ability, but well, they'll just sit there and wait for you to release the ball most of the time.
Omo Moses had a tough time from the free throw line yesterday. Seems to have a difficult time with the stroke as he misses 2 free throws here. Aaron Swenson is checked into the game for Atlanta. This is Greg Minor who checked in as well. Manuel to the hole with a sweet driving layup. Gets the Duke. Atlanta by 4. Sean Williams getting ready to check in to the Boston lineup. Stutter step goes right by his defender and to the basket, but he can't finish the play. Scott Taylor trying to clean up. He does. Scott Taylor. Up and down action here. Minor goes baseline with the reverse. Lays it up and in. Pretty move.
Atlanta has so many people that really can score in or outside.
Brunson with a spinning move has it blocked by Swinson. Takes it right back up. He'll call a foul. He'll come to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. Eric Brunson with sheer determination, rising amongst the big people.
There's a strong spinning move. Gets in there, manages to find a way lefty, and gets his own rebound, takes a blow, puts it back up. In the ball game comes a guy that helped stabilize the Boston team yesterday, in my opinion, Gregory Gamble, number 31. And he's the guy that, when he was in the game, managed to get the ball inside with good passes to unleash the scoring power of Bostic and Troy S. Brown.
Eric Brunson hits this free throw and leaves the game quickly with 9 quick points. 2019, make it 22-19 with as the big man inside. Sharon Wright really starting to assert himself. Back at the other end, Troy F. Brown will draw the foul from Eric Burke. And a technical foul has been called. Dr. Kenneth Walker has had enough. And he's going to try to get control of this one early. He's called a quick tee. And Danny Singleton wants to know who it's on. Saying, what did he do? What did he say? Dr. Kenneth Walker has officiated about 30 years, and I'll tell you, he's seen a lot of basketball. He's not going to take it. He realizes it's a championship game, but he's going to get control of this right away. He's going right at it with the Atlanta coach, Danny Singleton.
Well, the advantage that I see Atlanta having right now is that their bench is practically at the same level as the Boston starting 5. And look at Troy S. Brown.
He'll shoot the first 2 because he was fouled underneath. missed the first.
Boy, and this plagued them all day yesterday. Foul shooting woes.
Boston 3 for 5, make it 3 for 6. 8 for 7 from the line. Got to hit free throws. He missed 24, 25 free throws, and the technical is missed. 3 free throws in a row. And you have to start thinking about this after a while. Yesterday and today, they have to hit 4 straight free throws missed. A golden opportunity to take some control in this game. Missed all 4, boy. They trail it by 3. 22-19. Boston has to start hitting free throws. Sean Williams with a pump shot off glass. He misses 2 free throws. He comes back and hits a pump shot. How do you explain it?
Just not used to going out there all by himself and facing that hoop in himself.
Emmanuel off the pick and roll. Double team. Kicks it back up top to Burke. Between the legs. Down the middle. Lays it up. No, we'll get the foul called outside on the floor. Foul's on Gamble. Non-speed foul. Being down from the baseline. Burke is a very good player as well. The young man that just went to the hole. Atlanta has a lot of athletes, as you mentioned. Their bench is so deep they can go there with not much of a drop-off from their starting unit. In fact, they even picked them up yesterday.
What will happen against Boston is that the first unit rested will come back against the very tired front line of Boston, and they'll have a chance to crack this game wide open. So Ernie D right now recognizing that he's got to rest some people. He really didn't take Troy S. Brown out much yesterday. He's on the bench, and he reinserts James Brown in.
But the penalty situation, I believe, will shoot 1 and 1. Yes, we do. Rome Wright will go to the line to shoot. Danny Callahan picked up the foul. Callahan first. Jerome Wright quickly.
1 and 1.
Off the mark with 8 points here.
And he is only a junior. Look at this kid. Wow.
Can you imagine what this young man's future will be like?
He is a finesse player, believe it or not, as big as he is, and you get him the ball, he can put it on the floor and feel his way to an open shot. He's not, in any stretch of the imagination, a mechanical player, as most big kids are at the high school level.
1 of 2 free throws quickly. Boston back. Scott Taylor trying to do it. Can't. Kicks it out to Sean Williams. Williams back to Taylor. In the paint. Taylor goes to the glass. Partially blocked by Jerome Wright. Quickly up comes Atlanta. They like to break. Manuel has a shot blocked. And I'll tell you, Sean Williams there, and that is a fine defensive play.
As a classic fast break, boy, to get it right back into the middle. That creates an opening on the wing, and just a fine defensive effort stopped an easy 2 points.
Fine defensive effort by Sean Williams from East Boston here. Massachusetts area. Williams was open, but they couldn't get it to him. Quickly, they get it inside to Callahan. They'll call a foul. Danny Callahan gave him a lift yesterday. He's a board banger, tough, physical player.
The one thing I don't like about the Boston team is that they just don't look inside enough to some people that could score, or at least get guys like Wright and Boyd in foul trouble.
Derek Burke. Aaron Quinn pulls up with the jump shot. Can't find it. Callahan with the rebound. 6 seconds. 5. Ill-advised long heave by Sean Williams. He did not look at the clock. Now there's 2 seconds left. Atlanta with a 2-point lead will inbound. Number 32, Dathan Brown checks into the game to make the inbound pass. That's Burke heaving it the length of the court, and that'll end the quarter. 1 quarter is now history, with Atlanta leading Boston 23-21 in this, the championship game of the 1990 Boston Shootout.
New England, a special place with majestic scenery, incredible wildlife, and some of the best fishing action seen anywhere in the world. Hi, I'm Don Sani, and this year on Sports Channel, I'll be your host for New England Rod and Reel, New England's top outdoor program dedicated to bringing you the people, places, and fishing action that makes us all proud and fortunate to be part of this great country. Each week we'll bring to you a different little piece of New England. So whether it's a battling bluefish off the Nantucket or an acrobatic smallmouth in New Hampshire, be sure to tune in to New England Rod and Reel only on Sports Channel.
Joust believes to each according to his needs, from each according to his...
that sounds a little like Karl Marx. But
oh, just a touch. Is that real zebra skin? This.
I'll tell you right after. Okay. Tell you exactly where I got it from. It's a tremendous story.
Hey, all the slobs aren't quarterbacks. There are some slob reporters, too.
If you'll excuse me, fellas, I have to blow my nose.
Yeah, blow your nose. See if you hit him right between the eyes and see if that doesn't...
Dennis Rodman smiles through... He smiles him in the groin.
We are back live from the Boston Garden for this, the championship game of the 1990 shootout. There's your score after one quarter. Atlanta leading at 23-21. Jimmy Myers along with Tom Heinsohn and Mike Gorman. And, Coach, your early impression, you just say the Boston Guards just cannot seem to get the ball to their big people.
Well, they're trying to do it on their own without involving Boston's big people, but I'm surprised Atlanta has weathered the storm of losing their star, James Forrest. And Sharon Wright has just stepped up to the challenge, which we thought he would. And the people coming off Atlanta's bench have stabilized things. And they've really done a great job. Their guards have got the ball where it should be, taking fast break opportunities when they have shown. And now they're going to work a mismatch situation.
First with the drive, pull up, can't get it. Comes up short. Boston on the break. Williams has it tipped out of his hand. Very interesting point to make. I know Mike Gorman is floating around here somewhere. Many of the players, the starters of both teams, are wearing bells on their shoes. And there's a significant story about that. Wally Jones, the Miami coach, had told us. We'll bring it to you a little bit later on. Layup at one end is scored by Boston. Quickly a tip up by Burks at the other. Just like that, Atlanta's back on top by 2.
Got to get more people back with green jerseys to protect against Atlanta's fast break.
Empty pass is stolen by Atlanta. Theron right in the open court. Nice handle. Kick it over to Manuel. Pump fake going to the basket and draws the foul on Danny Callahan. That's his second foul. Manuel will come to the line to shoot 2.
Time to run is on defense to protect against fast breaks. And Boston is prepared, it appears right now, to save themselves the run on defense and apply it on offense. And you're in trouble when you do that.
Are you saying it should be the other way around?
Yes. Defense, boy. You get back on defense fast.
All right, man, one shot.
If you're out there, you got to run, actually, both ends of the court. And I think this stuff about saving yourself, when they only played 5 players an awful lot of minutes, maybe they're trying to pace themselves. They're making a big mistake. Got to go full out and rely on some of the people off the bench a little bit.
James Brown is checked back into the Boston lineup.
Atlanta's really doing a super job locking out, except there.
As Danny Callahan comes up with a big tip, and he'll attend Northeastern University in the fall. A 26-25 ball game, Atlanta leading it. Near steal as Manuel comes up through traffic, penetrates to the glass, lays it down to the big guy, Sharon Wright, who puts the 2-hand hammer on it, and Atlanta leads it by 3.
What a great play to draw the defense and just lay it down there for Wright.
He penetrated right through the teeth of the Boston defense as well. The ball is tipped out of bounds, Atlanta ball.
Boston has a lot of penetrators, but they're not penetrating dish type of penetrators.
Quickly, it goes into Callahan. Pump fake. Has his shot swatted away. James Brown gets it back. Missed. Brown gets his own rebound. Will travel. I think he was a little surprised that ball came back to him as he shot it. It hit the backboard and came right back to him. No rim, just backboard. Burke penetrating through the defense. Kind of stolen by Gamble. Quickly, back comes Boston. Back to Gamble. Back. to Sean Williams, and Williams finishes the play.
Well, that's what they need more of. A little unselfish play by the Boston guards. Gamble created something, and Brown put it back to the man who should have had the very easy shot.
Gamble with the tenacious defense on Eric Burks. Manuel, double between the legs dribble, hesitation, stop, go, draws the foul. Ooh, he's tricky. As you mentioned, he can handle the ball.
He sure can.
The nice athletic body. He's a fine young player.
Well, what he does is penetrate and really read the defense and look for the big guys and then deliver the ball to the big guys where they can handle it around the waist up.
Remember when you said last year when Trent Forbes used to come to the game, uh-oh, he's back in. Well, you can say uh-oh because Curtis Bostic, this year's premier, as you would call, heart-stopping player, is back in the game for Boston. Boy, Ed Brown picks up the foul. What do we call them, an all-breathless team? These guys leave you breathless. I'm telling you. You watch them play, you just tell yourself, you can't believe these guys have this kind of talent. Just joining us, Jimmy Myers, along with Tommy Heinsohn and Mike Gorman, bringing you the championship game of the 1990 Boston Shootout. That is Mark Boyd scoring inside. In the sweet spot again, Boyd now with 6 points. Atlanta leading it by 3. 7:29 to go here in quarter number 2. Boston, the defending champ. Sean Williams nails a 3, and his coach, his high school coach, is a guy by the name of Mike Luger from East Boston. He's leading the cheers on the sideline. We're tied at 30. Up top, Emmanuel, who nails the 3 and gives the answer. Atlanta by 3. 7 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Well, great crowd here at the Boston Garden to watch the top high school tournaments in the country. Williams buries the 2 from the baseline. And remember, if we remember, you said that someone from the bench is going to have to step up and be heard from. Williams has 9 points now. All right, banks it off glass, takes the contact from James Brown and says, face. You can take it in the face, in your face. Williams quickly trying to get the answer, throws a brick off the backboard. This is Marquise Hicks. Quickly back. Greg Minor inside will draw the foul on the rebound attempt.
There's that fast break of Atlanta in operation again, and underneath, and Brown comes from behind. He picks up his second personal. But Boston is not getting enough players back, and Atlanta is on every rebound or steal or what have you, advancing the ball as quickly as possible, probing the people that are back there with the green uniforms on defense. And if you don't have the proper numbers game, Atlanta is well prepared to take advantage of that numbers game.
This is one of the best teams athletically in this tournament this year, and one of the most organized. Boston has great organization too, but Atlanta executes so extremely well.
Well, they also have a half-court offense where they get it inside a little bit better.
Boston rises high over 2 defenders, has to change his shot though. Mark Boyd battles for the rebound and comes up with it. Atlanta leading by 4. And they'll draw the offensive foul. Good play by Brunson. Manuel out of control, picks up the offensive foul. Went a little too far. He had a man open on the wing earlier.
Yep.
Boston will gain possession. They trail it by 4, 5:56 to go here in quarter number 2. Pat Buttons will check into the game for Atlanta. The 6-foot guard that will attend Western Kentucky this year.
Boy, and he started to hit some shots from downtown yesterday, this little guy. He was pretty tough.
He and Marquise Hicks both shoot the ball extremely well. Miscommunication and a turnover. James Brown has to just bounce off his legs. Frustration amongst the Boston big people as they're having a very difficult time getting the ball. And you have to say that the Boston guards are part of the reason for that. It's not the great defense by Atlanta. The Boston guards just aren't doing their job. I mentioned Marquise Hicks can shoot it. He just nailed a 3. And Atlanta opens up a 7-point lead here.
off, I mean where you absolutely get the ball inside, let the big guy go one-on-one. Now look, that pass was delivered around the knees.
Rick Brunson, deep field for Boston. James Brown, over the shoulder pass to Bostic, and he'll draw the foul. Pretty pass by James Brown. Maybe he didn't even need it. Maybe he's just taking it up, but nice over-the-shoulder pass. Curtis Bostic draws the foul on Sharon Wright.
Well, when you get it inside like this, you make the defense commit, and Wright, who is a shot blocker, has to go right after Bostic took away that cram that I'm sure he had in his mind. But Wright picks up a second foul. That's the way you've got to attack big people, is take it to them. And right now, Boston has not done that effectively.
Wright with 13 big points picks up his second foul. Brian Holden checks into the Boston lineup. Holden, a three-point shooter. He won the three-point shooting contest here earlier. He can fill it. Hits the button. They try to pick on Holden as they go inside the Minor. Minor can't finish the layup. Boston quickly to the attack. Moses weaving his way through the defense. They get it to Troy F. Brown with a pump rising little shot off the backboard. Pretty move by Troy F. Brown.
It sure was, and that's the first time they've gotten him the ball down around the box.
He can just about do anything he wants to get in the ball. This is Wright. After two. Oh, and a pretty one. He had 15. Jerome Wright. Bostic turns the corner on the baseline, lays it down to Troy S. Brown. He'll draw the foul. I believe that's on Greg Minor. And Troy S. Brown now starting to assert himself.
Well, you can't assert yourself unless you get the ball down there. And they're starting to give it to him.
As you mentioned, he is a special player. Like you said yesterday, we may be looking at a future pro here and a guy that could be an impact player.
Well, I see potentially in this tournament several guys that could end up in the pro ranks, and this is one of them. At his stage of his career, I liken him to Otis Thorpe, who is also a Providence graduate. And I think at this stage, this kid has more skills and a better understanding of the game than Thorpe had.
He has missed his last 3 free throws. He makes 1 of 2 here. Boston still trailing it by 6. 4:29 to go here in quarter number 2. Pat Button takes the drive to the basket and will draw the foul on Omo Moses. He'll come to the line to shoot 2. Nice little move by Button. He just blew by Omo Moses there.
He's a good little player, I'll tell you. He came in the ball game yesterday and really made some things happen. He turns the corner on Moses. And Moses, brings him back, shows him the ball, and Moses, that was going to be a tough shot for him to make. He's got the good quickness.
One more coming, gentlemen. Thank you. Gentlemen, now we go on the release pickle game.
This is the first of 2. Atlanta 6 of 10 from the free throw line. Boston has major problems. Pat Button makes 1 of 2. Give his team a 6-point lead. Omo Moses.
And there it is again.
Penetration, throws a horrible pass off of the leg.
He just is.
Of Troy S. Brown. I mean, that pass
poor
is
pass.
terrible.
He's a poor passer. He better work on that part of his game, or he's not going to play a lot of college basketball as athletic as he is.
Right inside, just doing the number on the Boston interior defense. He has 17 first half points. His team leads it by 8. Moses with penetration and finish the play. Boyd with the rebound. Atlanta quickly 4-on-1. Boyd lays it down to Minor, and Minor puts it in the basket. And Atlanta opening things up now. They lead it by 10. We have a timeout. Atlanta by 10. We'll be right back.
I'm Rick Tellender, host for Sports Check. Join us weekly as we address the major sports issues on Sports Channel.
I'm an educator more than I'm a drug cop. If I get a positive, I try and work with the athlete and try and get them straightened out and say, hey, look, you got to stop this, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to compete. There's nothing personal here. I go by what the Olympic lab reads me back. It doesn't matter if they're my friend or not.
Sports Channel brings you the whole picture on horse racing with Rockingham Report. Every racing day, Rockingham Report gives you a complete look at the day's racing from Rockingham Park in New Hampshire. Each show is filled with the day's results and keeps you up to date on current standings and upcoming events at the track. But most important is our start-to-finish coverage of each race on the card, including simulcasts from other leading tracks across the country. So stay tuned in to the New England horse racing scene. Watch Rockingham Report every racing day on Sports.
We are back live from the Boston Garden for the championship game of the 1990 Boston Shootout. Atlanta leading it by 10 at this juncture. A quick program note. Next time on the Sports Channel Pro Boxing Tour, Robert Bam Bam Hines and Brett Lally battle for the NABF Junior Middleweight title. 12 rounds of pure excitement from Atlantic City. Tomorrow night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, live on Sports Channel. This event may not be available in your area, so check your local listings for details. It's been Atlanta thus far, Coach. Atlanta led 33 to 32 with 7:10 left. Then they've run off 13-4 spread for this lead. Boston is going to a 3-guard offense. Trying to spread things out. 2 seconds left on the shot clock as Moses goes to the basket, misses it, gets his own rebound and misses again. Missed a little triple there, and Atlanta quickly on the run again. Minor from 3. Jerome, right, battles inside, gets the rebound. Troy S. Brown comes up with this board and will draw the foul on Mark Boyd.
They've got Holden in the ball game, and they have not really worked for him to come off a pick or anything. He's a good outside shooter.
Boyd's 3rd foul, team's 4th. We shoot the penalty on the 7th foul. 3:03 of the second. 3:03 left in the second quarter. Boston in total disarray at this point. Just can't seem to get the ball inside for their big people. Now they finally do. Give and go between Brown, Gamble, and back to Brown. Nice play.
Well, Gamble is a guy that's going to make something happen. He can penetrate, and he's not going to be looking for a shot. He's going to be looking to help guys inside score. And he, I think, could be a very valuable addition at this juncture of the ball game for the Green guys.
Aaron Swinson just stepped in the game and picked up a traveling violation. Another thing you mentioned about Gamble, he's a tenacious defender. Yep. He plays tough defense. He's all over his man.
Let him
Good little ball handler.
Let him run the show. Say, Omo Moses is not going to bring him to the promised land the way he's playing today.
Troy S. Brown tries to work give and go.
And Troy S. Brown is trying to do too much. Once he gets the ball, he should be looking at the hoop. I'd say more than 2 out of 3 times he handled the ball, he's looked to give it off to somebody else to be a team player.
I'd like to mention also, sometimes players get into this thing that they're trying to prove they can pass. And they're passing when they should be shooting the ball. So this Boston comes up with a miss. We talked about this yesterday. Get within 15 in a tournament like this, or any time, shoot the ball.
When you have the shot, shoot the ball.
What happens? James Brown, good defense, comes up with a tip steal. Boston quickly on the attack. James Brown gets it back, can't find the jump shot. Atlanta comes up with the loose ball. This is Manuel in the open court. Manuel penetrating and dishes it off. He'll draw the 1-shot foul. Excuse me, the Thomas foul. It's on the floor.
I'll tell you right now, the Boston big people are very, very tired. They are not getting back on defense. Bostic, who has been on the bench a while, I'll tell you, he just about walked up to half court. Got to have a little bit better defensive effort against the fast break than they're showing right now.
Nathan Brown checks into the game for Atlanta. They lead it by 8, 46 to 38, 1:55 to go here in the first half. Jimmy Myers, along with Tommy Heinsohn, bringing you all the action of the 1990 Boston Shootout Championship game here on Sports Channel.
Aaron Swinson, who just inbounded the ball, is one tough player. And he's got some good outside skills and inside skills. And look at this.
Going by Boston. Quickly, they come 3-on-2 on the break. Behind the back pass to Bostic. Bostic flip shot, lays it in. Mr. Excitement, Curtis Bostic with a pretty play, but credit the point guard, Greg Gamble, with making the play on the break.
That's what they need, is somebody with a willingness to give it up to the big people.
At the right time. Big 3 by Marquise Hicks. His second 3, he has 8. His team leads it by 9 with 1:18 to go in the half. Bostic starts starts to the hole, drives, rises in the air, and draws the foul. Curtis Bostic is just too tough for these guys to handle.
Yeah, but again,
in the air.
Again, Gamble is the guy that got the ball up there quickly so that Bostic could put a move on somebody, his own man, rather than against an organized defense. And out he goes right now, put a little life into their offense.
I know Rick Brunson is almost a starting guard, but this, as you said, this is an adjustment thing that you have to do in a game. That maybe it's time to think that might have to play Greg Gamble a little bit longer because he's the only guy that's doing it, like you mentioned. He's the guy that's getting the team involved in the offense, at least running the offense. Bostic, 1 of 2 free throws. Boston trails by 8.
You just got to take your hat off to Atlanta who played so well without their key guy, James Forrest.
Mentioned before, so many times it happens in a big game where a team will rally after losing their star player. James Forrest not able to play in this game. The little guy there is doing it. Marcus Hicks comes up with points number 9 and 10. His team leads it by 10 with 47 seconds to go here in the half. Rick Brunson starts to the basket, gets hammered, no foul. Inside with the cleanup, and the follow is Troy X. Brown with the hoop. He'll come to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
Here's the penetration by Brunson, and Troy S. has stepped inside, which is what you should do when you're the weak side rebounder. Don't allow yourself to get blocked out. And boy, he is again having difficulties from the foul line.
Good hustle by Brunson to pick up the missed free throw. Boston from the free throw line, they are now 6 for 16. Alternate possession, Boston gets it on the jump ball. James Brown back to Rick Brunson, he lines up a 3. No good. Jason Brown with the rebound. 28 seconds left in the second quarter. Boston trailing by 8. Minor down the middle with a little pull-up jump shot. He's got it. Atlanta by 10.
They have got so many kids that can shoot the medium range shots. They've got good outside shooting and more than respectable inside play.
James Brown can't find it. Troy S. Brown with a man shoot down. Throws up an air ball. Rick Brunson back strong to the basket as the half ends. Atlanta sitting on top comfortably by 10 as we're at the midway point of the 1990 Boston Shootout Championship.
For great soccer action, catch the Boston Bolts of the American Professional Soccer League. Don't miss any of the action on Sports Channel as the Bolts take on the best teams in the ASL Conference. Join us on Saturday, June 30th, as the Boston Bolts take on the Miami Freedom from BU's Nickerson Field.
Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer with exciting sports. The Pro Boxing Tour is in its second year and will continue to bring you today's heavy hitters and tomorrow's champions. It's a knockout. The USA is getting ready for the '92 Olympics, and you'll witness America's best young talent as they gear up for this worldwide showdown on U.S. Olympic Showcase. Your weekends are piston-powered with live and exclusive NASCAR action all summer long. And on Sunday nights, get a comprehensive look at the world of motorsports on Speedway Sunday. The World Basketball League is a fast and exciting brand of international basketball. We'll present season-long coverage, the All-Star Game, and the Championship Series. Sports Channel America serves up an ace with exclusive tennis events, including the U.S. Pro Championships, the Virginia Slims of Newport, and the Austrian Open. On World of International Sports, we'll canvass the world of sports and the world at large with exciting events from Australia to Zaire. Team USA is back for another summer of fun on the diamond as they challenge top teams from Korea, Mexico, Cuba, and more. And premiering this summer, it's body-slamming excitement on IWA Pro Wrestling. And in July, we'll kick off exclusive Canadian Football League coverage. More than 20 live games, full playoffs, and the Grey Cup Championship. All that and more when Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer.
Welcome back once again, everyone, to the Boston Shootout. A 10-point lead. Atlanta has it. We're at halftime, 53-43. And with me, a man, if you were with us yesterday, we talked a little bit and showed some old footage. If you weren't, this is a guy who broke a lot of hearts up here in Boston back about 13 years ago with 8 of 9 shooting in the third quarter to end the Celtics streak of 8 World Championships in a row. But right now is doing some more worthwhile work even than that, even if you're a Philadelphia 76er fan in those days. Wally Jones, the Director of Community Relations for the Miami Heat. And as Jimmy Myers mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the players are wearing bells on their sneakers. And Wally, this goes back, as you were telling me, to something that happened a long time ago.
It goes back in 1974 when the Baker League and the Sunny Hill Leagues in Philadelphia, we used the pro athletes and high school athletes to have no more gang wars in 74. And it stems from for whom the bell tolls. We were losing too many young people to negative behaviors, gangs, drugs, and problems back in 74. The Miami Heat has allowed me to utilize male and female student athletes in Miami to accept the challenge to reach back and help other kids. The concept is kids caring for kids. So when I spoke at the banquet last night, I challenged these young athletes, student athletes, to go back to their communities and accept the challenge to reach back. The Miami Heat ball players had given up their bells to the ball players with Atlanta and the ball players from Boston, and those athletes accepted the challenge, and that's what I'm excited about, because the Boston Shootout is not just about basketball, it's about young people reaching back and being productive, decision-making young citizens to help other young kids as they grow up in their environment.
And again, the bells are tied to the shoes of the players now in the game today. And the Miami Heat might be a brand new NBA franchise, but they are becoming something of the standard bearers in giving back to the community. And again, Wally is the head of community relations. If you could just tell us a few of the things that are going on in South Florida that you're involved with.
One of the things that we've involved ourselves with is the stay-in-school concept. And through the Miami All-Star game last year, the pro athletes helped to bring in 15,000 kids who had perfect attendance from January to February. What was exciting about it, I had fellows like Bob Lanier and Calvin Murphy to go to middle schools, and we work with kids about pushing for excellence, and not only in academics but good attendance. The other programs is the academic action planning. We had 15,000 kids to increase their academic 67%. 97% increase in attendance, and as a reward, they got a chance to see Bill Cosby bring some Philadelphia legends down to Miami. So it's been very creative and very challenging, but I'm just so happy the way the community has pulled around the Miami Heat. Miami Heat reaches back to the community. It's sort of a prototype that other pro teams can do. One of the things that we're offering to David Stern is to train retired players to go in and motivate kids in the inner cities. Not only the inner cities, the suburban, the areas. We work from Homestead to West Palm Beach. So this concept we hope to see all over the National Basketball Association, using retired players to come back and motivate kids for turn the heat up for academics, turn the heat on for attendance, and there's a heat wave for good behavior. And I think these kids have taken the challenge, and Boston Shootout is one of the many tournaments that will be really challenging kids and getting kids to make a commitment. So I'm very happy about this tournament. It's just been great.
Well, Wally did a great job as a featured speaker last night at the tournament banquet. Continued good luck, and look forward to you bringing back a Miami team again next year here to the Shootout.
Thank you.
All right, Wally Jones, our guest here at halftime, and we'll be back with more of the 1990 Boston Shootout in just a minute.
This season, tune in to Sports Channel for New England's top outdoor program, New England Rod and Reel. Hi, I'm Don Sonny, your host, and I'll be introducing you to some of the finest game fishing seen anywhere. We'll travel throughout the scenic inland and offshore waters of New England to bring you fishing action at its best. From trout to tuna, bass to bluefish, you'll find it all on New England Rod and Reel. The latest tackle, hints from the pros, and always the scenery and wildlife that makes New England so unique. So join us each week for New England Rod and Reel, only on Sports Channel.
What you'll get without Sports Channel. What you'll get with Sports Channel. Get the picture?
We're back here in halftime of the 1990 Boston Shootout, a 53-43 lead. Atlanta holding over the defending champion Boston team. And with me, Lawrence Jones, the director of the Roxbury Boys and Girls Club. We know, Lawrence, that the proceeds of this tournament go back into the Boys and Girls Clubs. What are some of the programs that the kids get as a result of this tournament?
Well, we try to do some programs that are interesting to some of the younger teams now because, you know, in our area we've got problems with gangs and with a lot of different things in the particular community. So what we try to do is get the kids interested in programs that'll help them to develop. We've got video, we've got a radio station that we just opened. That's a lot of fun. And we just try to do some things around peer development, peer leadership program, and things to get kids involved in their own selection of programs. So that's been pretty successful for us in the past year.
You mentioned the gang problems that we're all aware of, not only in Boston, but in all cities across the country. And just speaking with Wally Jones, he was pleased, and I'm sure you were pleased with the response of the kids with the bells out here this afternoon.
Yeah, that was a very important factor, and I think one of the things that we're going to do is try to replicate some of the things that they're doing in other cities. We just came up with a new program called New Alternatives, and it gives the gang members an opportunity to do some community work. They get involved in some what we call street games, and it's competitions among the gangs. What happens is if they lose the competition, then they got to drop their colors, and they have to perform some sort of community service in order to get the colors back. And then also it allows them an opportunity to get out of that situation that they're in, because all the kids aren't in it for the same reason.
Has the response been positive so far?
Well, we've got about 5 or 6 of some of the worst gangs in the city involved in this program. You know, we're doing it with the Boston School Department police officers and stuff, and also with the city of Boston. So we're trying, and that's all we can do.
All right, Lawrence, again, continued good luck with all those programs, and thank you for another great Boston Shootout here.
Thank you.
All right, we will be back. Second half action just a few minutes away. Boston and Atlanta in the 1990 Shootout final.
For great soccer action, catch the Boston Bolts of the American Professional Soccer League. Don't miss any of the action on Sports Channel as the Bolts take on the best teams in the ASL Conference. Join us on Saturday, June 30th, as the Boston Bolts take on the Miami Freedom from BU's Nickerson Field.
Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer with exciting sports. The Pro Boxing Tour is in its second year and will continue to bring you today's heavy hitters and tomorrow's champions. It's a knockout. The USA is getting ready for the '92 Olympics, and you'll witness America's best young talent as they gear up for this worldwide showdown on U.S. Olympic Showcase. Your weekends are piston-powered with live and exclusive NASCAR action all summer long. And on Sunday nights, get a comprehensive look at the world of motorsports on Speedway Sunday. The World Basketball League is a fast and exciting brand of international basketball. We'll present season-long coverage, the All-Star Game, and the Championship Series. Sports Channel America serves up an ace with exclusive tennis events, including the U.S. Pro Championships, the Virginia Slims of Newport, and the Austrian Open. On World of International Sports, we'll canvass the world of sports and the world at large with exciting events from Australia to Zaire. Team USA is back for another summer of fun on the diamond as they challenge top teams from Korea, Mexico, Cuba, and more. And premiering this summer, it's body-slamming excitement on IWA Pro Wrestling. And in July, we'll kick off exclusive Canadian Football League coverage. More than 20 live games, full playoffs, and the Grey Cup Championship. All that and more when Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer.
We are back here at the Boston Shootout, 53-43, the halftime score. Atlanta up by 10. Earl Garrett, one of the coaches of the Boston Club, with me right now. Second half, what do we look for?
We're going to pick up our defensive pressure, and we're going to look to crash the backboards a lot more, which we haven't been doing like they have, we haven't. And we're going to get a lot more movement on our offense. We got to get more movement, more flowing, more continuity in our offense. Right now, we're in a good position. We've been in this position before, and we can handle it.
Thought you got some great minutes from Gamble off the bench in the first half.
Yes, we did. You know, Greg's been working hard all through this tournament, and a lot of people were wondering why he made the team, and it's evident by the 3 games he's played so far. He's a hard worker, and we count on him to bring that inspiration and that high spirit from Boston into the game.
Okay, a couple of quarters to go. Best of luck second half.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Okay, Earl Garrett, one of the coaches from Boston, with us here at halftime. Let's go back to Jimmy Myers and Tom Heinsohn.
Thank you very much, Michael. Following a spirited rendition of the national anthem by a group called Main Event, Boston came out quickly, established what they wanted to do, and it looked like they had everything going their way. And then all of a sudden, Atlanta just turned it up a notch, Coach, and ever since then, they've had things their way.
I think Atlanta picked it up a notch themselves, and they weren't flustered by the quick burst that Boston put on at the beginning of the game. They kept their cool, their composure, did what they do best, bang the boards, but they outraced the Boston Ball Club down the floor for easy fast break baskets. So that's what I'm sure they're going to try and do more of in the second half.
Let's quickly take a look at some of the first half stats, and the shooting percentage, Boston 34%. To Atlanta's 51, but as you mentioned, that comes from the running game and getting a lot of transition baskets.
Absolutely, and they had some easy shots, but they also have developed the inside game against Boston's big guys, and Troy S. Brown has backed off because he's been reluctant to foul. They're looking at high scorers. There's Wright, their big inside guy, who's making up for the loss of James Forrest, and then some.
Hicks right there with 10, Minor with 9. Troy S. Brown leading Boston with 9, Brunson with 9, Williams with 9, but Boston trails it by 10. Atlanta will start the second half with the ball. Boyd, Wright, Minor, Manuel with the ball, and Hicks. Starting lineup there, Moses, Brown, Brunson, Brown, and Bostic for Boston. Turnover right away. Boston gets the ball. They came out with a little bit more defensive pressure, like Earl Garrett was just mentioning to Mike Gorman in the halftime interview.
Well, it also looks like Atlanta's prepared to go right inside. Here's what we were talking about. No cohesiveness, no ball movement, just invited into the defense, and he went for the easy shot.
Block shot at one end, 3-point shot by Marquise at the other. Omo Moses continuing to have a difficult time in this ball game. I think the Boston coaching situation is Boston coaches are going to have to make a decision on Omo Moses very quickly. They have to get Greg Gamble back into this game so they can get the offense run. So Omo Moses is just not doing it.
No, he is trying to make things happen that just aren't there. And what needs to be done, and Ernie D talked to us yesterday about, is not take the outside shots, get the ball inside.
Good defense by Atlanta on the interior near Steele with Boston in the game. Control. Bostic starts to the glass, throws up a wild shot. Mark Boyd with the rebound. Petita Manuel. 3-on-1 break Atlanta. Manuel with the laydown pass to Minor, and Minor puts Atlanta up by 15. They're starting to run away with it. 58-43. 8:54 to go here in quarter number 3.
Danny Singleton has got his ball club right on the money. Accelerate the pace of the game.
Boston just can't seem to find any continuity. Even there is a hard and difficult play to complete. But Omo Moses finally gets the ball to James Brown, and he buries the deuce and brings Boston back to within 13. But it's been all Atlanta. Minor for 3. Minor nails it.
Good read of a double team by the low post man of Atlanta, and Minor just right at the right spot, head of the key. Boy, are they well schooled.
Make it a 2. His foot was on the line. 60-45. Atlanta leads.
Now, one thing you can't do is feed the low post from above the foul line. And all these bounce passes down there to try to feed the low post are not going to happen.
Brunson raises up for the 3. Another tough shot by the Boston guards who continue to have their problems shooting it. Go inside to Mark Boyd. Boyd with a little shot, missed it. Hustles to get his own rebound and lays it back in. Sheer hustle by Mark Boyd. As Atlanta now leads it by 17, 62-45. jumping inside. Rick Brunson goes up, has it slapped out of his hand. Boston will retain possession.
You see Troy S. Brown had the shot there, Jimmy, and passed off inside to what he thought was a better shot opportunity by Brunson. But he's got to start taking his shots.
Tries to take one there and has it knocked out of his hand by Mark Boyd. It's all Atlanta right now. Marquise Hicks, pull-up jump shot. Marquise Hicks nailed it. Boston trailing by 19 now as Hicks has 17 big points.
4-on-1 that time for Atlanta.
Hicks with a near steal. Moses. He nearly had his pass stolen by an alert Greg Minor as it's like an amoeba defense for Atlanta. They are all over the place.
They are surrounding people out in the passing lanes. You can afford to gamble with the lead that they have.
Boxing. Comes up with a jump shot. Boston's first point in over a minute and a half. They trail it by 17. Jerome Wright quickly to the baseline with a jump hook, can't get it. Brunson with the rebound. Behind the back pass through traffic. All the way to the hole and lays it up and in. One of the top players in Division II in the Massachusetts area trying to bring his team back. They trail it by 15, 6:36 to go. Hicks drops it, picks it up, kicks it out to the three-point area for Manuel. He fires a three, can't get it. But the thing I like about Atlanta, you can just tell they're in such a good rhythm. Even the shots they're missing, they're getting good shots, or the shots they want.
They're pushing it hard at the Boston defense, and the green jerseys just are not getting back quickly enough, so they're ending up with all kinds of open shots, and their guards are finding the open people.
Boston needs something to get this crowd back into the game. So they just have not had it today. 8 on the 24-second shot clock as Moses starts penetration. He'll draw the foul. Let's take a moment here to make a special thanks to the Boston Garden, who has been one of the great contributors to the Boston Shootouts and the Roxbury Boys and Girls Club. The Garden run by illustrious President Larry Moulton. Three-point attempt by Brunson missed. Quickly on the break again comes Atlanta. 3-on-2. Hicks pulls up from 3 and lets it go. Can't find it. Gets his own rebound. Throws it off glass. It's tipped up and in by Mark Boyd. And Atlanta continues to dominate.
Well, they're just accelerating that fast break. All their big guys are going strong to the hoop. And that time, Boston got a break. Wright got nothing but ball.
Sharon Wright just cleaning house and just eating this shot. I mean, he ate this shot by Brunson.
Sure was. That was Wilsonberger. Without a coach.
Without a coach. That's when you get it stamped upside your head, right?
That's right.
They walk around the next day and say, gee, what's that word Wilson written across your head for? Well, I was in a tough basketball game yesterday. Boston trailing at 66-49. Jimmy Myers along with Tommy Huntington and Mike Gorman bringing you this 1990 Shootout Championship here on Sports Channel, and it's been all Atlanta thus far, Coach.
Sure has, and you can tell that Atlanta has really done the job with getting players that can come off the bench and really make a solid contribution. Their star player, the Georgia Player of the Year, not able to play, and yet it's been a rout here.
Hicks from 3. Rimmed it. Bostic with a big rebound. Gamble checked into the game for Boston. Greg Gamble. Sean Williams getting ready to check back in. Troy S. Brown kicks it inside to Brunson. Brunson with a muscle move and a pump and buries it, and he fouls. He'll come to the line to try to complete a three-point play. Rick Brunson now going inside.
Well, Troy S. Brown gets it inside of Brunson. That's something that the little guys can't do, but the big guys are attempting to do. Get the ball inside.
Aaron Swinson checking into the ball game for Mark Boyd. Boston trailing it by 14. Say they got to get it under 10 before we go into the next quarter. What do you think?
Well, you can always win it if you can get it down to around 10 going into the fourth quarter. But it's a tough job, and I think Atlanta is a very, very intelligent basketball team. Their guards, in particular, knowing what should be done, not taking poor shots, finding the right guy, the right matchup. I mean, they've been exceptional.
Eric Burke just stepped into the game. Boston trying to trying to pick up the pressure outside. Good defensive pressure there. His own right gets it. Danny Callahan just checking in, guarding him. Block shot by Callahan. Great block shot by Callahan as Boston starts quickly on the break. Callahan down the left side, goes to the hole, can't get it. Troy S. Brown with the cleanup. He has it. Boston back to within 11, 66 to 55. 5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Hit to right. Banks it off glass. What a honey of a shot by the big 6'10 junior. Back the other way comes Troy S. Brown. Misses. He gets his own rebound. What a fight. What a stuff. Great hustle by Troy S. Brown.
Yeah, but Gamble had his head up and saw people up ahead of him, and that's when the big guys will run when they know they're going to get the ball.
68-57 your score. We'll be back after this.
What better way to follow America's favorite pastime than watching Sports Channel's baseball lineup? First up is Mets Inside Pitch. Fran Healy follows the Mets all season long and keeps you updated on the team's progress. On deck is the pennant chase. What better way is there to keep up with the boys of summer? And the ace of the staff is Ed Randall's Talking Baseball. Hear from the players who make baseball the great tradition that it is. So don't get caught off base. Get the whole baseball picture on Sports Channel.
The championship game of the 1990 shootout. Boston a couple of minutes ago looked like they were out of it. A 12-4 run in the last 2:17. Gets them right back in it, and plays like this help.
Well, the inside play, they harassing the guards and cutting down passing angles and good plays like this. Then they advanced at Gamble up quickly, and Troy S. Brown
this hustle
just hangs in there with good fingertip control and ends up with the stuff. But right now, I think Boston's going to play a scrambling type of defense. Just take Atlanta out of the rhythm of what they like to do.
Just nails them with a big 3. He has 20 now. And I mean, that's a stake right through the heart when you're trying to make a comeback. Boston fails by 14. Boston can't find the jump shot. Minor with the rebound. But Atlanta will run again.
Great block out on Minor that time.
Talk about good luck. The ball slips out of Marquise Hicks's hands, yet they still retain possession. Burke throws up an air ball, and hears it from the crowd. Boston will regain possession. Manuel back into the game for Atlanta. 4:06 to go here in quarter number 3. Boston trying to do something to bring some life to this crowd, because they have just not played well today. They're the defending champions of this tournament, with 4 members returning from that championship team last year. This is one of them. He has his shot blocked. Troy S. Brown, that is. Some good interior defense by Atlanta. Quickly, that man out there on the run again is Hicks, but he missed here. Callahan slaps it out of bounds. Somebody better find Marquise Hicks, and quick.
Well, when you spot up off the fast break and people are retreating back into the paint to protect against layups, the three-pointers are going to be open, and Hicks knows it.
It's Swenson inside, goaltending. Goaltending on Troy S. Brown. Swenson with that, Aaron Swenson with that great body, just squared him out, got the good position, and got the little bunny off glass.
Well, you know what happened? Swenson is getting such great position, and the guards are delivering it to him in the right spot. It's easy.
Gamble can't find the jump shot off the screen. Swenson with the rebound. Atlanta by 16. Hit straight to the hole, and he has been sparkling today. Just sparkling. If an injured Boston player, Greg Gamble, is down. Just that quick. Boston came back to within 11. Atlanta runs it back to 18. They lead it 75-57. Omo Moses checking back into the Boston lineup for Greg Gamble, and was shaken up on that play. You mentioned Boston trying to play a scramble
His gamble ends up with Callahan coming in and gets him right in the chops.
The elbow.
His teammates. He'll talk to him about that after the game.
Sean Williams. Right down the teeth of the defense, draws a 2-shot foul.
I'll tell you, Sean Williams has one thing on his mind. He keeps looking at that hoop. It's his hoop. No matter who's standing underneath, they're all wide open. He's a shooter.
Yes. That's a fourth foul on Sharon Wright. Now, he has to leave. But the way the Atlanta subs have been playing, somebody will just step in off the bench and just continue to contribute. So that's the way they've been doing it all day. It's a well-balanced team, Tommy.
Boyd started and played some Forrest, did an outstanding job. The key guy that's been coming off the bench for him during this tournament has been Swinson, who's just a complete player. At his size, he's 6'6", but he can go in or out, and is equally adept at either position.
And this is where Boston's poor free throw shooting will really hurt them. They're 6 for 18 from the line, and they're not 6 for 19 now. They're not going to get back in the game at all unless they can make some free throws. It is all Atlanta right now. Danny Singleton, their coach, up on the sideline, just calling the plays, and they're just executing. Swinton misses here. Air ball. Moses spins away from a defender. Sean Williams penetrates, running jump shots. No continuity in the Boston offense at all now, as Atlanta just taking them right out of their game. This is Hicks again from 3. This time it's partially blocked as James Brown found a way to get to him. Between the legs save. Pretty play by Marquise Hicks. Double team in the corner on Minor. Having a tough time getting out. Finally gets it back to Manuel. Manuel has it slapped away back towards midcourt. He recovers. 10 seconds on the 24-second shot clock. 4. Running shot by Manuel. He's got it, and he's fouled. Good defense by Williams, but when it's going good, it just seems that the basket looks like the ocean. You can just throw the ball in there from anywhere. Watch this.
Well, that's a great move. As the clock was boiling down, he had to really make his move, and boy, he was way past where it was an easy shot, and had to really reach back to take the shot, show it to the defender. Now, Manuel has really been, I think, the key guy today in making things happen. He has had excellent judgment and has read the game situations beautifully. When to drive, when to fast break, who to get the ball to.
And it's all falling apart now as Aaron Swinton steps inside on the missed free throw, drops it back in. Boston now trailing by 20. Got Taylor to the basket, can't find it. James Brown with the cleanup. He's got it. And Boston just trying to do something, anything to get back in this game, because they are having their heads handed to them at this moment. Troy F. Brown on the break. They need a wake-up call and quick. They still trail it by 18. Get it inside to Minor. Minor, reverse layup. Got it.
You see those good passes that Manuel is delivering to the low post people of Atlanta. They're doing it inside the foul line, away from the defender. Beautiful fundamental passing by
Manuel. Moses to the basket, throws it up. He'll draw a foul outside. As you mentioned, the two guards, Manuel and Hicks, have played extremely well. Hicks with 22 big points, but Manuel has done it, as you mentioned before. Is that 23 for Hicks? 22 for Hicks. Yes, 22. But Manuel has run the offense beautifully.
He sure has, and he has gotten the big guys into the game. That's what I mean by well-organized, well-schooled. This club has been brought together. Fundamentally, they're doing beautiful things.
Got Taylor rises up with a jump shot from the right corner. Can't get it. James Brown inside with a nice rebound. Let's cut it back to an 18-point deficit. A long way for Boston to come back in this one. 102 left in the third quarter. They have time, but they're just going to have to play a lot better than they're playing. Somebody's going to have to control this man right here. Reginald Manuel. Marquise Hicks with the fake shot down the middle, lays it up. Has it slapped away by Danny Callahan, who blocked it. But Atlanta retains possession. Burks has it slapped away, and it's thrown up by Manuel. Manuel. Pretty play by Manuel, but he couldn't finish it. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. They call a blocking foul on Burks on the break. Ricky Brunson, I believe that's foul number, is that foul number 7 of the quarter? That's six fouls. Shoots the 1-and-1 on the 7th foul, so they'll inbound from the baseline. Boston trailing it by 18 points. Rick Brunson. James Brown turns the corner, pulls up from the baseline, nails the jump shot. He's been one of the bright spots for Boston, Coach.
Yes, he has. He's a much better player than people really think of him as being.
He'll attend Boston University in the fall. 15 seconds to go and counting. Count it down. Under 10 now. The end of the third quarter. 5. Manuel starts penetration, and he'll commit an offensive foul. It looks like he brushed the defender's hand away. No, they'll give him a 2-shot foul. It was a case of an offensive foul, but he's played so well. And he's smart. He's a very smart player. Foul on Moses. That's his third foul. 2-shot attempt. For Reginald Manuel. 10 points and about 6 or 7 assists. He's been outstanding today.
I'd have to say, Jimmy, that the difference in the game this afternoon has been in the guard play, where the guards of Atlanta have been able to really understand what their team is all about, who the best shooters are, what's the best situations, and this man shooting the free throws right now, you've got to give him the major credit for that. And the Boston guards really are tuned in more to going one-on-one to defeat their man instead of really allowing the big people, which is the strength of that team, to become the strength of the team.
We are 1 quarter away from crowning possibly a new champion as Atlanta leads Boston 83-65 as we head down to quarter number 4 in this, the 1990 Boston Shootout Championship.
What you'll get without Sports Channel. What you'll get with Sports Channel. Get the picture?
Conferences select Michael Smith, Brigham Young University.
Michael Smith was the Boston Celtics' first-round pick in 1989. Who will be the #1 pick in 1990? Sports Channel will bring you that answer live as we follow the NBA draft from the Celtics draft headquarters. Join Sports Channel's Tom Heinsohn and Mike Gorman as we follow the 1990 NBA draft live from the Celtics draft headquarters.
Mike Gorman, Jimmy Myers, Tom Heinsohn, all back here at the Boston Shootout. 83-65 to score, an 18-point lead for Atlanta. And tonight, look for Sports Nightly with the latest report on today's sports news. If it happened in the world of sports, we'll bring it to you here on Sports Nightly. Tonight at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on Sports Channel. 10 minutes to go. Here's Jimmy Myers and Tom Heinsohn.
Thank you, Michael. Quickly, some updated scoring from the Atlanta side. Marquise Hicks will head to Oklahoma in the fall. 22 big points to lead the Atlanta team. Jerome Wright, 21. Look at the fast break opportunities there, Coach.
Sure works to your advantage when you can keep pushing. Good middlemen and good decisions by Atlanta. Who to get the ball to. They get the ball in the middle most of the time so that the wing players put the maximum pressure on the defense. And their middlemen, their guards are exceptional for, at this level, reading where the opening is.
Boy, Brown, Eric Brunson lead Boston with 15 apiece. Brunson nails him, and he is fouled. Brunson starts off the fourth quarter, picking up 2. Big 2 there. Picks up the foul from Eric Burke.
Ernie DiGregorio right now has changed his defense. He's got a 3-guard lineup, and Bostic, a very quick forward playing the power forward spot, and Troy has Brown the center. So I'm sure he's going to go start pressuring with Gamble in the backcourt.
This is what I thought they might do. They're going to have to put some pressure, some real pressure on this young man right here.
They forgot to get up on him right away.
Kick it back to Marquise Hicks, who lines up a three, can't get it. Swinton inside with the cleanup. Aaron Swinton with that big body just cleaning house.
Yeah, what a great offensive rebound. He got the inside position, blocked the Boston player, put him on his back, and was able to tip it in.
And then sprinted the length of the court to knock the long pass away. Swinton doing the job. He has 6 big points for his team. Boy, F. Brown can't find the jump shot. Marquise Hicks with the rebound. Atlanta on the run again. Manuel back to Hicks. Hicks to Burke. Burke lost it in midair, and then he gets it back and draws a foul. Looked like that was a violation there. The ball slipped out of his hand. He caught it. The old up and down rule, but they referees called nothing here. Why?
Unless somebody hit his arm.
No, okay,
they should have called the foul on Brunson.
Well, he got it the second time on Troy S. Brown. Coach Ernie DiGregorio just shaking his head. There's nothing he can do about this. His team has just been totally dominated to this point.
Well, you got to hope
by 16.
You got to hope that your team can scramble a little bit defensively. He's got what he figures is that type of lineup in there. But Atlanta, again, is so well coached at this point with Manuel handling the ball, the primary ball handler, and they themselves having 3 guards in there. It's going to be pretty tough.
Minor. Greg Minor checks back into the game along with Mark Boyd. About midway through the second quarter when they took charge of this game, and they've just been awesome. Give and go, and a nice play down pass to Curtis Bostic from Greg Gamble. And there's Gamble again, making another good play. Manuel give and go, pretty moves on the pick and roll. Work a little give and go inside, but they'll call a travel on Mark Boyd. Boston gets it back. They trail it by 15, 8:56 to go. Fans now cheering, trying to get the Boston team inspired to do something. But they've had a tough time with this Atlanta team. 3-point attempt from the corner by Bostic, no good. 3-on-1, 4-on-1 fast break. Pull up from Hicks from the top of the key, missed it. Brunson with the rebound. Ricky Brunson quickly back the other way. Punch pass over to Troy F. Brown for the 2-hand hammer down slam. Boston trailed it by 13, 8:27 to go. Quickly Atlanta calls a timeout. Good timeout, coach.
Well, they're getting a little disorganized, and the helter-skelter defense is starting to take its effect for Boston.
As we look at Troy F. Brown hammer down, we'll step away and be back in a minute.
Tuesday, Sports Channel dazzles you with the latest in thoroughbred action nationwide on Inside Racing. Join Harvey Pack for the weekend review, plus helpful hints on what's ahead. Inside Racing. Sports Channel is the authority on thoroughbred horse racing. Wednesday through Monday, Thoroughbred Action presents exclusive coverage from the major New York State tracks. Start all the races here first on Thoroughbred Action.
There's your score. We have 8:26 to go in this contest. Boston trailing it big time to Atlanta in the 1990 Shootout Championship game. Program note here, strap yourself in for high-speed excitement when Speedway Sunday hits Sports Channel. You'll be trackside for a total recap of the week in motorsport. Plus, racing fans will get the latest word on the worldwide auto racing action. Get set for Speedway Sunday tonight at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, right here on Sports Channel. Boston coming with full court pressure now. They have to try to make something happen against this tough Atlanta team. You had mentioned this. If you're going to lose, if you lose by 30, then lose by 30. But they're trying some type of full court trapping defense to try to get this thing going. Winston, big body right over the top. Gets it. They break straight down the middle. Blocked by Troy S. Brown. Pump fake. Blocked again by Brown. Jerome Wright with the cleanup, though, as Atlanta just continues to attack the baskets with reckless abandon. They lead it by 15. Two big plays turned right away by the little follow. Inside, Brunson gets it right back for Boston, but it's becoming a time factor now. Boston's going to have to make a Garrison finish to get back into this one. They're going to have to make some type of run. Gamble harassing Manuel. Dump it inside. It's Jerome Wright. Wright spins, turns, fires, can't get it. Rebound, Troy S. Brown. He's got a bunch of them. Gamble quickly, back to Brown, drops it, picks it up in the corner, has it stolen by Mark Boyd, but he loses it out of bounds. Boston still trailing it by 13 as we hit the 7:36 mark of quarter number 4. Atlanta has won this thing 3 years in a row before losing it. They didn't lose to Boston, but they were eliminated in the early round last year. Snapped their 3-year string, but they look like they want to win it again. Emmanuel ahead of the pack, missed the dunk, and a pretty followed tap slam by Aaron Swinston. And quickly a traveling violation. A turnover right on the inbound pass on Eric Brunson will turn the ball right back to Atlanta. Look at this play, Coach Heinsohn.
Well, all alone, he misses the slam dunk, but Winston right there.
Aaron Swinston. Oh, what a big body and what a flying slam there. Seconds on a 24-second shot clock. Steal. Pretty steal by Troy S. Brown. Rick Brunson pulls up with the foul shot from the foul lane. Can't spin the foul line. Can't get it. Pass back inside to James Brown. Misses. Follows. Gets it finally. Finally.
So plenty of time left, Jimmy, for Boston to make their move, but they've got to have at least 3 trips where they gain possession without Atlanta scoring.
Another steal by Boston. Quickly up to Brunson. He has to hustle to get it. Going out of bounds, can't do it. There's another defensive stop there. You're right. They've got to get this thing to within 10 with about before they hit the 5-minute mark or the 4-minute mark to have enough time. Near steal by Brunson, but Hicks recovers.
Atlanta has 3 guards in there right now, or 3 real good ball handlers.
Just spreading the floor.
Winston is a good ball handler.
Oh, inside the Boyd. Boyd has it shot, spun it back. Just slammed back in his face by Troy S. Brown, who's playing a Superman game. But at the other end, Boston can't convert. And Boyd gets the rebound. 4-on-1 again comes Atlanta. Steal Gamble. Up to Boston. Inside to Brown. 2-hand hammer down. Boston within 11. And they're trying to make it come from behind. Effort here. They need a couple more stops to get back in this game. They've got to get it to under 10. Marquis Hicks fakes the 3. Goes back in the 3-point area. Lobs it inside to Jerome Wright. Right with the turnaround baseline. Jump shot. Can't get it. Winston tips it up. Battle for the rebound. Boston comes out with it. A big opportunity here. Spinning, turning shot. Twisting move by Troy S. Brown. He'll draw the foul, and he has a chance to come to the free throw line. And all of a sudden, the Boston fans starting to get into it. 5:32 to go. They trail by 11.
Well, they drop it off to Troy S. Brown, who kind of lost it, swings around, and just got jersey grabbed by the Atlanta player, Manuel. But the defense right now, the scrambling defense, has taken Atlanta out of their normal rhythm. And even Manuel, who's been very, very smart, has had great difficulty settling the Atlanta ball club down.
The point to be made here, too, is that many times when you have to come from great deficits, it takes all of your energy just to get even, and then you're going to have that drop in your performance, just as Boston made a 12-4 run to get back and then got to within 9, wasn't it? And then all of a sudden, Atlanta went back out again. When you have a big lead, you still rather be in that position, correct?
I'd still rather be there with the big lead. Boston, though, right now, has used a very aggressive defense. They've gambled, and Atlanta has not been able to make it pay off. I think right now it's a good timeout. All the Atlanta players standing on the sideline saying to themselves, hey, we've got this game. Let's just keep our cool. And if we've got fast breaks, let's take them. But let's not throw the ball away. And what's really happened is the Boston defense has turned into a swarming defense. Wherever the ball goes, there's one or two people taking a shot at it. It's a little disrupting. Let's take a look at this. Right now,
4-on-1 break one way.
Look at the fast break, and Gamble picks it off and immediately spots a couple of people up front, Bostic,
Brown,
and there is James Brown for the cram. And that's what you need to do, is get those hands in there. Don't worry about fouling. Play aggressively. And Atlanta has to keep their cool. Don't play the clock.
Bostic missed it. Got a great hustling effort to get it back. Brunson banks it off glass, and Boston is within 9. And the fans are up on their feet now. They're trying to help this team rally back. They've been down by as many as 22. Eric Burks in the game. Handling it along with this man, Marquise Hicks. Bring it back out. 10 seconds on the 24-second shot clock. They go inside to the big guy, Jerome Wright, who hammers down 2 more. He has 27. And it somewhat silences the crowd as Atlanta goes back up by 11. 4:53 to go. We're at the crunch time mark. Missed jump shot. Brunson rises inside.
From the guard spot, Brunson's coming down there and doing a great job of offensive rebounding. He's been doing that all game long.
He has 25. Steal Boston. Big opportunity here. Reach stolen by Hicks. Oh, what a play by Hicks. And Brunson nearly stole it back, but bounced it on the line. 4:31 to go. Atlanta by 9. Marquise Hicks, a big game for him. 22. Got to run a pick up top. 3, Eric Burks. Burks, baseline, throws it off. Blocked by Troy S. Brown. Oh, what a man-side block. Quickly up to Brunson. Lay down pass to Bostic. Stolen by Boyd. Back comes Swinton. Tries to throw it down on Troy S. Brown. He says, you will not do that to me. You will shoot 2 foul shots.
Well, Boston up the other end had a great 3-on-1 opportunity, and Mark Boyd just made a super defensive play. Read the guy's eyes and where he's going to try and deliver it to the trailer, and just picked it off.
You would think that
3-on-1. That was
F on his chest.
And up the other end, I'd have to say right now that Gamble has been responsible for getting this ball club back where they're going, and why he's going out right now, unless he's having double heartbeats or something. He should be in this ball game.
Aaron Swinton toes the line for 2 and hits the free throw to put his team back up by 10. Big turn of events there. Boston could have gotten down about 7. This place would have gone nuts. Nails 2. He's having a big game. He has 10 points now. 10 big points for this team. Atlanta leads by 11. 4:02 to go in this game. Brunson from 3. Nothing. Can't find it. There's a foul here inside on Mark Boyd as he just wrapped his arm around the face of James Brown.
Well, what we're seeing right now is Panicsville by Boston, as they again are not with the current guard core in there looking inside to create anything or driving.
That's 5 personal fouls on Mark Boyd. And they need him because he has played a huge game for Atlanta. Stepping into the starting lineup when their number 1 player, James Forrest, could not start today, and he has 10 points. Boston's got to make the plays now. They have to make several key plays. Omo Moses with the driving, penetrated move, draws the 2-shot foul. 3:49 to go. Atlanta by 11, 94-83 in this, the championship game for the 1990 Boston Shootouts. Boston, the defending champions, have been down by as many as 22, trying to get back in this game. Omo Moses had his problems from the free throw line today. He is 0 for 2. Throughout the tournament, he's had a tough tough time from the free throw line. Now 0 for 3. You just can't miss free throws if you're trying to make a comeback now. You have to make every single opportunity that you get, layups and free throws particularly. Boston 6 for 20 from the free throw line. That has been the major story. Coming in by Troy S. Brown. Steal! Moses. Boston to within 7. 3:40 to go.
Boy, he was inches away from getting picked off.
And they call a foul on Rick Brunson up the sideline. Harry Wilson, official, quick with the call.
Boy, I hope we get a replay of that last steal by Moses because what a great play that was. He was in the process of getting picked off when he made that steal.
Brunson picked up a second foul, team's 4th. Fans now trying to rally their team. Boston is on with a Garrison finish. 3:35 to go in this one. They trail it by 7. Marquis Hicks gets a screen. Goes down the middle. Hicks draws the foul from Omo Moses. I think that foul's on the floor, believe it or not. He was not shooting the ball. Now we'll see if they give him 2 shots. Out of bounds. Nope, it was on the floor. New 24-second shot clock. This is a big possession here. Boston can hold them here and get a chance to go to within 5. This place will go absolutely bananas. Atlanta cool and calm in their execution. They get it. That's stolen. Another steal for Boston. Omo Moses tracks it down, goes to the hole and lays it in. All of a sudden, Omo Moses coming to life now, as well as Boston. They trail it 94-89, 3:17 to go. Boston, Omo Moses with another steal. Boston scrambling on the floor, diving, scratching for the ball. They come up with it. Brunson to the hole, lays it up, he draws the foul. And all of a sudden, Boston, out of it for the entire game, has found a way to dig their way back into this one. Tough defense, does it?
You're going to see Moses right now doing what he can do well, a little jab step up. Boy, look at him just hang in there. And then Bostic, with his good hands, comes up with the ball, finds somebody down low, and here's Brunson, and he gets whacked by Wright.
More importantly, Jerome Wright's 5th foul. As Boston, plenty of time left, 3:06 to go. The house is quiet. Now it's noisy as he nails the first of 2, 94-90. Boston trying to make that Garrison finish to defend their title. Rick Brunson is 26th point of this ball game. Boston trailed it by 3. We got a honey of a game now. Miner working his hard out to get the ball over midcourt. Dogged defense by Boston all over the floor. They'll pick up the foul as Bostic slapped him on the arm. Team's 5th foul. Bostic's 4th. But as you mentioned, 6 minutes ago, you said a scrambling, tough type defense could get them back in the game. It has done just that. Now Boston must keep their poise and keep the pressure on and not get too excited and crazy.
Why not? Because you had nothing to lose at that point. You were down 18 points. Go out, slap at the ball, rotate people, gamble, try and block shots. But they've made the offensive end happen. Once you get aggressive on defense, you get better on offense.
Miner to the glass, blocked by Troy S. Brown. He'll draw the 2-shot foul. I don't know about that one, Coach. That looked like a great block. Let's take a look at it if we have it on the replay. Ernie DiGregorio, the Boston coach, can't believe it.
Yes,
you tell me.
Here's Miner coming strong, and Troy Brown.
That's a great block shot.
That's a block.
That is not a foul.
That's a block.
And I don't try to second guess the officials, but that is a great block shot. And in a time like this, Boston just couldn't seem to get a break there. Miner nails the first of 2. 95-91 Atlanta. Little breathing room. 2:51 to go in this one. I hope you're enjoying it. The 1990 championship game of the Boston Shootouts. Boston against Atlanta. 2 free throws for Greg Miner. Boston a long comeback. All of a sudden they lead. Troy S. Brown open on the baseline. He hammers it down and he's fouled. And he was fouled. Great kick up the floor by Omo Moses to Troy S. Brown. He dumps it. I didn't see where the foul came. I believe it came from below. A slapping foul.
Goes quickly up the court, and here comes Brown to the hoop. Hit him from behind on the feet.
Manuel picks up the foul. He just threw an elbow, like he threw his shoulder underneath his leg, and he's going to get one. 96-93. Fans are buzzing. Rebound inside by James Brown on the missed free throw, but they can't convert it, and Boston picks up the foul. 16 foul as Brunson picks it up. They're at the limit. 1-1. Reginald Manuel goes to the line. Here's your score, 96-93, and your time, 2:42. Boston trailing by as many as 22 has come back to this point. Just can't seem to break Atlanta when they get this close, though. Atlanta hanging tough. 1-1. Manuel nails it. 4 for 5 from the free throw line, 13 big points. These are the ones that really count down the stretch, Coach, when you're good from the free throw line. As Boston missed the free throw there, big free throw opportunities here. He's got them both. Free throws can win this thing for you, 98-93. Atlanta leading it. Brunson fires from three. Not a good shot at this time. It kicks off the foot of Mark Boyd as Boston gets a big break.
They've got to get the ball inside, and Brunson is a scorer in his league, and he's not the type of guy that's used to reading the situations other than his own situation.
Kick it to Moses. Moses starts penetration, can't get in. Good defense. Moses nearly has it stripped. Gets it up in the air, hangs in the air, loses it. Brown bails him out by picking up the loose ball and tossing it in. Boston back to within 3. 2:17 and counting. 98-95. Minor starts baseline. Bostic with a good defense. Spins, turns, fires, rimmed it. Bostic with the rebound. Boston coming down with a chance to get to within 1 or tie. 2 minutes left on the clock. Brunson starts penetration down the middle, and it was ball to foul. No offense. Offensive foul on Rick Brunson. Tough call by Harry Wilson, another tough one, but he was right there to make it. 4 personal fouls on Rick Brunson.
There he makes a strong move.
Oh, I don't know if he was there, Coach. Near steal by Brunson. But Hicks has it. Hicks dribbling into the forecourt. 1:45 to go. Atlanta by 3. They spread it out. Remember, we have a 24-second shot clock. 15 left on that. Get it in the right. Right, going to work. Down low. Banks it off glass. Tyrone Wright with a monster game. 29 points now. 100 mark we have hit for Atlanta. Boston has 95. 1:26 to go. Omo Moses with the penetration. Kicks it back out. Boston. To Brunson from 3. Can't find it. Big rebound. Big miss. Big rebound by Atlanta. Hicks. Atlanta with control now. Crowd pleading with Boston to pressure the ball. Minor uses the screen. Comes up, gives the boys 7 seconds on the 24-second shot clock. A long jump shot. Breaks off glass by Hicks. That might have been the knife. That might have been the nail in the coffin. The final one. A 3-point shot by Hicks, who now has 25. Moses trying to answer, cannot. Battle for the rebound inside. Boston maintains possession. They trail it by 8 now with 47 seconds to go. Told you, Coach, I just thought it might have been a little too far to come back. They got to within 3, but Atlanta's poise has shown up at the right time. They've kept their cool, and they've hit some big shots when they needed them.
And they got the ball where they should have gotten it inside. The big hoop by Wright. Down low as the extended Boston defense left the gut and the lane wide open, and they exploited it beautifully.
Best thing Boston. The only thing that's left for Boston now is just to do, as you mentioned before, scramble their hearts out and try to come up with a couple of steals. So that's about the only thing that's going to turn this thing back in their favor now.
Well, they have not had good shot selection coming down when they were at a 3-point game. You got to play with a little intelligence, and people just started to try and go and win it on their own instead of finding the best opportunity. And as a consequence, I fear that Boston is going to lose this thing, and Atlanta, who has played much smoother as a team. Much smoother as a team. Should end up with this thing.
Here, take a look here. You talk about getting it inside. Nice play.
A little turnaround against Troy S. Brown, as there was no other defender down there to help against Wright. And now you're going to see a little kick out.
Nail right here. This is a nail.
That was it. And that was a pro three-pointer.
That young man is headed. Martinez headed to Oklahoma. He has played a huge game in game one of this tournament and comes back again today. Three-point attempt missed badly. Inside, big fella. Brown can't get it. Gamble tries. No. Boston just can't do it. Does not look like it's going to happen today. Mark Boyd at the other end draws the foul from Rick Brunson. And that is number 5 on Brunson. We have 31 ticks left on the clock. Boston made the good run, but they just didn't have enough at the end. Is Atlanta showing their poise.
Atlanta also showed their ability to bring people off the bench that Danny Singleton said was going to be so important. They felt they had the advantage there. Although it was the bench people of Boston that initially got them back into this game in a healthy fashion.
Danny Singleton is slapping fives and so forth. 1 of 2 free throws by Boyd 28 seconds ago. Brunson trying another 3. He just hasn't had it from there today. Sharon Wright with the rebound. It's just a question of counting it down now. 20 seconds as we mark. Brian Holden will pick up the foul. Boston trailing it by 9 as the fans start to head for the exit. As Atlanta comes up with a monster effort without their number 1 player. As we mentioned before the game, James Forrest, All-American junior, top player in the state of Georgia, suffered a bruised retina in yesterday's semifinal game against New York and could not play today. And his teammates have rallied here.
Well, I'd say that Sharon Wright, he must have been given strong consideration as Georgia Player of the Year, because he certainly rose to the occasion here, as well did Mark Boyd and Aaron Swinton. Those 2 big guys, and I'd say that Minor played an effective role, but the guy I think that was the difference in the game is this man at the foul line, who really delivered the ball where it should have been at the right time, read the game situations, whether they had a fast break, didn't have a fast break. Just had an outstanding game. I don't know how many points he scored.
16 and about 7 assists. 3-point shot by Brian Holden. Little too late. As we're down to the 9-second mark. Atlanta with an 8-point lead, 106-98. Unless there's a miracle 8-point play in the book, this one's in the book as an Atlanta victory.
Well, you know, the Boston guards are all outstanding scorers in their own rights, and I think their team's offenses were built for them. And there really wasn't a true point guard who knew how to play with other people on the Boston roster other than Gamble. And I think that's really where the problem lay, in that they didn't have ball handling guards that could have unleashed the inside game that Boston had so effectively shown in other games.
Brunson finishes with the final 2 of the game, but this one is over. It is history. Atlanta comes up with the 106-100 victory as they celebrate at center court. The team from Atlanta, the first title under Coach Danny Singleton there, taking congratulations and salutations from Ernie DiGregorio and his staff. The 5th title for Atlanta in 8 years. Their 6th overall in the Boston Shootout. Congratulations to Atlanta. We'll be back with some post-game thoughts after.
Testing. Can you hear me? Testing. 1, 2.
Sports Channel is the authority on thoroughbred horse racing. Wednesday through Monday, Thoroughbred Action presents exclusive coverage from the major New York State tracks. Start all the races here first on Thoroughbred Action.
Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer with exciting sports. The Pro Boxing Tour is in its 2nd year and will continue to bring you today's heavy hitters and tomorrow's champions. It's a knockout. The USA is getting ready for the '92 Olympics, and you'll witness America's best young talent as they gear up for this worldwide showdown on U.S. Olympic Showcase. Your weekends are piston-powered with live and exclusive NASCAR action all summer long. And on Sunday nights, get a comprehensive look at the world of motorsports on Speedway Sunday. The World Basketball League is a fast and exciting brand of international basketball. We'll present season-long coverage, the All-Star Game, and the Championship Series. Sports Channel America serves up an ace with exclusive tennis events, including the U.S. Pro Championships, the Virginia Slims of Newport, and the Austrian Open. On World of International Sports, we'll canvass the world of sports and the world at large with exciting events from Australia to Zaire. Team USA is back for another summer of fun on the diamond as they challenge top teams from Korea, Mexico, Cuba, and more. And premiering this summer, it's body-slamming excitement on IWA Pro Wrestling. And in July, we'll kick off exclusive Canadian Football League coverage. More than 20 live games, full playoffs, and the Grey Cup Championship. All that and more when Sports Channel America turns up the heat this summer. The Warriors. The battle. The toughest men on the planet.
Oh, what a shot by Maynard, and down goes Key.
The Sports Channel Pro Boxing Tour.
Okay. Welcome back once again, everyone, to the Boston Shootout. The champions from Atlanta, Danny Singleton, the winning coach with me right here. Made it interesting down the stretch there.
I tell you what, those ghosts come out of those bleachers after us, I tell you.
They do, don't they?
Yeah. I tell you what, they were jumping on us while we were bringing the ball up there. The referee didn't see that ghost hacking us. I don't know what was the deal.
Well, we got to let them play and things like this.
I understand.
Especially when you're up big, you know they're going to get them that way.
I tell you what, Boston's got a great team. My kids, they fight hard. They're good people, too. Folks back in Atlanta got to be proud of these kids because they're winners. The winners from way back.
I want to talk to one young man here who didn't get a chance to play, the player of the year in the state of Georgia. First, how you feeling off that injury yesterday?
I feel a little down because I didn't play, but since the guys already won it, I'm happy.
What'd you say to Sharon there anyway? Come up with an effort like that today.
I say, way to work. Thanks for playing hard because I wasn't in there. And I think that's why the team plays so well because I wasn't in there. And they know how bad I wanted to play. So they just went out and gave it all that they had.
You know, you see that happen a lot, James, where the lead player goes down. Everybody seems to raise their game up a little bit.
That's exactly what happened, and I thank these guys for that.
Okay, well, again, congratulations. Lots of great future games in there for you. We'll see you here next year.
Thanks.
All right, and Coach Danny Singleton, again, first trip up here to Boston. It's been a great week, and congratulations to you and your club.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us. We thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you again in a year, okay?
Bye. Thank you.
Atlanta has won the Boston Shootout. Let's go back to Jim and Tom.
As you take a look at the trophy sitting at center court, it's despondent Boston crowd, a little despair as they see their team go down, but give them credit. They made the Garrison finish. 106-100 is the final. Atlanta winning their 5th title in the last 8 years. What a tremendous program down there. They practice about 8 weeks. They really do a lot of things for their young people to get them ready for this sort of situation, and they responded today.
Well, you could tell that they were very well organized. Fundamentally, they were by far the most fundamentally sound club of all the clubs I saw in the tournament, not only as a team, but individual players who knew how to pass the ball correctly, and they all were very good shooters to boot. So they withstood a real harried defense and kept their poise at a crucial time. And you got to take your hat off to the Atlanta team. They were great.
I think the good point that you mentioned is the fact that when Boston got to within 3, a couple of times they came down, they had a chance to get it a little closer. Atlanta never seemed to lose that poise, and they would come back and they would get the ball, like you said, Coach, exactly where they wanted it to go, to the right people.
Well, I think that was a great tribute to Eric Manuel, who looked and saw what the situation dictated and got the ball to the right place.
There are your champions, Sharon Wright, their MVP with 29 points. Final again, Atlanta wins the 1990 Boston Shootout Championship, 106-100. Jimmy Myers for Tommy Heinz and Mike Gorman.